Cup champion New York Islanders hockey is brought to you by Bud Light. The best has a taste all its own, a clean, distinctive taste that you'll find in Bud Light. By the Bank of New York, the bank New Yorkers call their own. Datsun Nissan, builders of high mileage, high quality cars and trucks for 50 years. Available at your Datsun dealer. By Eastern Airlines, America's favorite way to fly. By Mobile Detergent Gasoline, power for your everyday needs. This game is brought to you in part by New York, New Jersey Buick dealers. If you price a Buick, you'll buy a Buick. And Canon, proud to be the world's leader in 35mm photography and the official camera of the 1984 Olympics. Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, Alberta, WOR-TV brings you the matchup that we've been waiting for, the New York Islanders and the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers certainly have been waiting for this matchup at Westfall from back in May when the Islanders swept them in 4 straight games to win 4 Stanley Cups. Edmonton has been waiting for this moment just as we have.
No question about it, Jigs. I'm not so sure that it's not going to be a little bit one-sided. I don't mean so much on the score. I'm talking about the enthusiasm. The Edmonton Oilers are going to look upon this game as a Stanley Cup game, and the Islanders, it might be a different story.
Well, Edmonton is in first place overall, most improved team in the league in the early going this season. The Islanders are tied for 3rd place. We'll be ready for the opening face-off here in Edmonton right after these messages. Well, before the opening face-off, a presentation is being made. The player of the month in the National Hockey League, that is number 17 of the Edmonton Oilers, Jari Kurri, who last night established a new National Hockey League record of having picked up an assist in 15 consecutive games. He is a co-winner and is being presented with an award at the center ice ceremony at this moment. I wouldn't be a bit surprised, but what they bring out somebody else from the Edmonton Hockey Club. This is a Player of the Week presentation that is about to take place right now. There are no changes, so to speak, on this Edmonton team from the club that went to the Stanley Cup Finals against the New York Islanders last May. On the Islanders' standpoint, coming into tonight's game, Billy Smith is not even dressed, and I know the people of Edmonton are very, very disappointed over that.
No question, Jigs. A rousing round of boos when his name was mentioned as a scratch.
Now Wayne Gretzky is headed to the center ice area, and the presentation, Wayne's changed his hairstyle again. Well, you notice the C on his jersey is now the captain of this hockey club, which I find a little surprising, yet it seems to fall into the pattern perhaps of Glenn Sather, the coach and general manager, likes outspoken types around him, and Wayne Gretzky has a tendency to be that way, and certainly will voice his opinion to the... So we're set for action. This is the hottest ticket in town, and the game is now going to the hands of Ron Hogarth, the referee for tonight's game, joined by Mark Perry and Bob Luther as the linesman. Roland Melanson in goal for the Islanders, a lifetime record, regular season play of 1-0-1 against Edmonton. See his average for the 11 games that he has played this season. And it'll be Grant Fuhr in goal for the Edmonton Oilers. 21-year-old Fuhr with a record of 13-1-3 and a 3.56 goals against average. He lifetime against the Islanders, a victory, 2 losses, and a tie. For the Islanders, Brian Trottier centers for Clark Gillies and Mike Bossy. On defense, Potvin and Dineen, and the crowd roared as Trottier took a hit after moving to the Edmonton line. This is Dineen on the right side, playing it in around low. Fuhr failed to cut it off. Bossy in after it, out in front. Trottier failed to pick up the pass. Hunter plays it to the right side. Play over the Islander line on this left wing, trying to get around the defense, cut in, the puck came out in front and picked off by Trottier. Trottier and Gillies into center ice. 2 Oilers back as Trottier works in on Lowe, gave the puck to Gillies. Gillies a drive, stick save by Fuhr, and Lowe is there to clear it. Dave Lumley over on right wing. Played it off the boards out to center ice. Pat Hughes gets tied up with Potvin. The puck loose at the Edmonton line, and there is Clark Gillies. Vogelin took it away. Now Trottier moves in. Trottier to Dwayne Sutter. He scores! Dwayne Sutter, who as a boy dreamed of scoring in this building, does it again.
strike quickly, Jigs. They had an opportunity. So did the Edmonton Oilers early in the hockey game. But the Islanders strike quickly. Perfect play. Look at the pass by Trottier. Dwayne Sutter, Fuhr going down, looking for a low shot. The shot is high. Trottier ready to shoot. You can know that Dwayne Sutter was yelling, "I'm in the clear." Trottier hears him. And the end result, a 1-0 lead for the Islanders. Dwayne Sutter scoring his 4th of the season.
48 seconds into the opening period. Now Gretzky is out on the ice for Edmonton. Has the puck back in his own zone. Wayne Gretzky to Pozar on the left side. Curry moves up with him. Pozar to the Islander line, was knocked down by Morrow. The puck is underneath Yaroslav Pozar, and there's no further play. So at the 48-second mark, Dwayne Sutter with his 4th of the year as the Islanders up 1-0.
You read the difference on the expression of Al Arbour? Never. Winning, losing, always the same. Rather stoic.
Only 1 assist apparently on the goal by Dwayne Sutter. His mom and dad are guest with us on the first intermission tonight. We have an exciting evening of hockey and intermissions in store for you on WOR-TV. This is Bob Bourne working with Brent Sutter and Dwayne Sutter. Bourne shot in the goal crease. He scored! It went bouncing off the defenseman, I believe. Dwayne Sutter was jamming things up in front. He'll get credit for the goal.
He just scored at 48 seconds. The puck shot to the net looked rather harmless. There's Bourne as he finds it, turns, lets it go. Fuhr got a piece of it, then it bounced off the skate of Dwayne Sutter. There's the shot by Bourne. He directed it at the goal. It hit the defenseman in front of the net. Dave Semenko, not a defenseman by the way. Semenko right in front of the net as he goes in to check Dwayne Sutter, but the puck went off his leg, deflected into the net. Dwayne Sutter credited with the goal. So Sutter, 2 quick goals here, and it's 2-0 for the Islanders.
Brent Sutter gets an assist along with Bourne. Goal that makes it 2-0 Islanders early in the first period. Don Jackson back on the Edmonton defense, and his pass intercepted by Tonelli. Comes in on left wing. Tonelli, a shot that went wide. At the right point, that's Persson trying to play it into the corner. Jackson has it for Edmonton. Don Jackson taken off the puck by Nystrom's check. There's Goring with it. Played it into the Edmonton territory, and going back is Randy Gregg. Gregg tied up with Tonelli. The puck came off the boards. The Oilers try to move it up the wing. Can't do it. Goring gave it to Persson, who plays it to the corner for Bob Nystrom. Nystrom around to John Tonelli. Tonelli trying to put it out in front. Goring comes in to help out. Tonelli now to Nystrom. His drive. That was wide on the stick side. And Anderson off the right wing boards. Failed to set up Ken Linsman, and Goring is able to clear the puck for Langevin. Langevin at center ice. There's Linsman. Over the Islander line comes the big defenseman Randy Gregg, but the play was offside. We get a break of the action here in the first period with the score. The Islanders 2, the Oilers nothing. Well, the Islanders get a couple of quick goals here tonight to open things up. Dwayne Sutter with his 4th and 5th of the season. Now Lowe fires one around the boards. Roland Melanson left the puck for Gord Dineen. Dineen in his 2nd game since rejoining the team in time for Thursday's loss at Calgary. Ian Potvin out in defense as Keller sprung Carroll loose at center ice. One man back. Billy Carroll with Greg Gilbert. Carroll shot as a skate save by Fuhr. Carroll centers it back to the point. Potvin's drive went wide. Off the boards in the left wing for Semenko. Anders Keller came back to take it away from him, and here's Gordy Dineen. Dineen banks one off the glass. It'll end up behind the net for Fuhr. Left it for Lowe. To the right side, Willie Lindstrom out of his own zone. Gave it to Pat Conacher. Got it around the boards. Melanson out of the net. Trying to play it to the right wing. Conacher in for Edmonton. Takes a hit from Billy Carroll. Dineen over to pry it off the board. Semenko ran into him. Now they've frozen it long enough for a face-off.
Right from the beginning, Jigs, it had to be a little disappointing to the fans as well as the Edmonton Oilers when Roland Melanson assigned to the goaltending duties. Let's take a look as the Islanders come very close to making it 3-0. Here's Billy Carroll down the right wing side. It's a 2-on-1 break. He shot. Fuhr made a good stop on him. He went for the short side. Fuhr got the left leg out quickly. Shaky, the Edmonton Oilers handing the puck away time and again in their own end of the ice. Islanders take advantage of some early breaks and lead 2-0.
Lumley on the face-off lost the draw, and Tonelli sends Trottier to center ice. Back to John Tonelli on the right wing. Couldn't pick it up, and when Trottier did, he put the Islanders offside. Mark Gillies comes out on the left side now for the Islanders. Rossi on the right with Trottier at center ice.
I'm a little surprised, Jiggs, that they haven't given an assist to Clark Gillies. He was fighting along the boards with the puck when Brian Trottier came up with it and made the pass to Dwayne Sutter to make it 1-0.
Yeah, I think we may get a correction or an addition at least on that a little later on, 18.
Fans booing a little bit as Edmonton having trouble in their own end of the ice.
Thomas Johnson pinching it off the left point, knocked the puck loose, comes right in on goal, gave it to Gillies, a backhander. Fuhr got a piece of that. All Coffey on the Edmonton defense, coughed up the puck. Gillies fired it through the goal crease. Comes out on the left wing for the Oilers. Hunter dumps it down into the Islanders zone, wide of the net. They ruled Johnson could have played it. Tomas fires at rink length, and the result will be an icing here against the New York Islanders.
The early pressure again taking its toll as the Edmonton Oilers. You know, there's such a thing as getting up too high for a hockey game. Maybe that's the case here. They do not handle the puck well in their own end of the ice. They've been giving it away. Islanders come close again. Clark Gillies with a couple of opportunities. He stole the puck from Paul Coffey.
Well, the Islanders came in here twice in the regular season a year ago and beat the Edmonton Oilers, once by a score of 6-4, the other time by a score of 4-2. Last season at the Coliseum, the Nassau Coliseum, the Islanders won by a 4-2 score to sweep the series. The Islanders have won 4 and tied 1 of the last 6 regular season games between these two teams. That's Brent Sutter feeding it to Bourne on the left side. Bob Bourne and Linsman get tied up in the corner. The puck knocked loose by Anderson, but Dwayne Sutter, in his effort to get it to Langevin, has cleared it down the ice. Roland Melanson around is Stefan Persson. Persson put it right on Brent Sutter's stick. Out of Bourne across the line. Bob Bourne lets one go, and that was off the target. It's out on this near side. Messier for Edmonton. Checked by Persson. Jackson takes over. Jackson across the line. A shot just wide on the glove side of Roland Melanson. Bourne clears it out to center ice. He picked up there by Jackson. Randy Gregg handling the puck. Played it right between the skates of Don Jackson. Linsman slaps it into the Islanders zone, and the Oilers go for player changes. Persson feeds it to Langevin. Langevin out to Goring, up the right side. Goring to the Edmonton line, and he was checked from behind by Anderson. Here's Gretzky, 2 men back. Gretzky into the Islanders zone. The pass to Pozar didn't materialize, and Langevin has cleared it to center ice. Oilers take over there, low off the right wing boards for Wayne Gretzky. Gretzky across to Pozar, had to reach behind to pick up the pass, and that slowed up the play long enough for the Islanders to clear it. And into the Edmonton bench. A break in the action with 14 and a half minutes to play in the opening period. The scores, the Islanders 2, the Oilers nothing. Jakes McDonald and Ed Westfall here at the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton. The Islanders up 2-0. Goring has cleared the face-off back into his own zone for Gord Denis.
Sarcastic cheer, Jiggs. That, of course, signifying that the Edmonton team finally got a shot at Roland Melanson.
The Islanders are out shooting Edmonton 6-1 here in the first period. Denis fell back to the net. Pozar in front to Gretzky, and he couldn't get a shot away. This is Nystrom on the right side. Nystrom's long shot handled by Grant Fuhr. Left it for Lee Fogelin. Fogelin, formerly the captain of this team, tried the right side. The pass comes to Pozar, to Gretzky. Dropped it back to Curry, who overskated it. Yari Curry clears it for Pozar. Tonelli checking on him. The Oilers set it up in their own zone. Lowe and Fogelin moving it back and forth. This is Fogelin. His long shot is wide of Melanson. Back goes Gord Denis. Denis to Nystrom. Hopped over his stick. Is loose at center ice, and here comes Goring. Goring across the line, trying to work in around Coffey. Goring gets tangled up. The puck is loose back in the net and controlled by the Edmonton Oilers. Well, instead of bringing it out, Huddy just dropped it back for Paul Coffey, and the fans react to that. Long pass to Gretzky at center ice. Shot it in off Johnson. Johnson out of the net, cutting it off for Clark Gillies to the right side. Trottier gets bumped by Coffey. Coffey fires it behind the net. Gretzky has to chase it. Wayne Gretzky chased all the way back to the blue line, then handed the puck to Trottier, and he fed it up to Gillies. Gillies dumps one in over the line, but it's being called, and a penalty being handed out by referee Ron Hogarth on Brian Trottier, I believe. Trottier is going to get the gate here, setting up an Edmonton power play, a break in the action. The score, New York Islanders 2, Edmonton Oilers, no score.
Brian Trottier in the penalty box, a high sticking penalty. The fourth best power play in the National Hockey League, owned by the Edmonton Oilers, goes to work.
They work on the seventh best penalty killing unit in the league. That's possessed by the Islanders, who have allowed only 21 power play goals against. Shorthanded 110 times coming in here tonight. Paul Coffey starts out for Edmonton. Coffey to the right side. Charlie Huddy picks it up in the Islanders zone. Huddy unable to make the play originally. Came out in front, and Messier tapped it wide. And Messier immediately off the left wing. Now he gets tangled up on the boards along with Linsman, and there's no further play.
Close call, good opportunity. Messier standing all alone in front. The Islanders leaving him all alone. Let's take a look at the play as it develops. Look in front of the net. Messier moved in there. The pass was a little hard. It was heavy. It went right by him. He couldn't control it. It came out with a lot of steam on it. It has to be a hard pass, but he couldn't get enough of it to put it in behind Roland Melanson.
You saw the way Melanson stretched out across that goal mouth as well.
Mark Messier, first All-Star last year.
Now the Oilers have cleared the draw outside the Islanders zone with 1 minute and 26 seconds left in the penalty time to Brian Trottier. 2-0, Islanders leading in the first period. Messier shot it in off the boards. Melanson failed to cut it off. It ricocheted off his skate. Anderson centered. The shot by Messier hit Potvin. There's Anderson with it again. Led Anderson to the blue line and got away from Charlie Huddy. So the Oilers help out the Islanders in this penalty killing effort. 1 minute remaining in the penalty to Trottier. Led Anderson on the right side. Gretzky trailing, picked it up, lets one go. Melanson the save. Butch Goring moved it to the line. Huddy held it in, then lost it, and recovers at center ice. Here's Anderson. Waited for Gretzky to get back on side. Anderson over to Coffey. Off his skates, and Persson will pick it up for the Islanders. Persson around the boards to Goring on the left side. Butch Goring flips it in wide of Grant Fuhr. Goring and Carroll up front with Langevin and Persson on defense for the Islanders as we watch Paul Coffey. Oilers come over center ice. This is Jari Kurri on left wing. Put on the brakes. Kurri a right-hand shot playing the left side. Around the boards to Coffey. Coffey centers out of the reach of Gretzky. There's Gregg across to Kurri. Kurri back to Randy Gregg. He's checked by Goring. Goring falling, knocks the puck away from Gregg. We have 6 seconds remaining into the Islander penalty to Trottier.
Edmonton has had but one shot so far on the power play.
Pozar overskated the puck at center ice. Picked up and brought across the line by Kaller. And there's Kaller, dumps it in around the boards. Teams at 6 aside. There's Gregg giving it to Pozar. Pozar up the right side. The pass out of the reach of Jari Kurri. Potvin for the Islanders. Takes a look. Sends Gillies in on the left side. Mark Gillies a drive, chest high, and it came screaming off the glass and down into the Islanders' zone. Kenny Potvin, first man back. Pozar into forecheck as Potvin plays it up the wing for Gillies. Mark Gillies couldn't get it out. Trottier does. Back comes Lumley. Bossy moves up, forcing him into the Edmonton zone. And the puck loose on left wing. Hunter backhands it into the Islanders zone. Icing is waved off as Kenny Potvin will pick it up. We're midway through the first period. Potvin sends Trottier out on the right side with a pass for Mike Bossy. Bossy over the center ice stripe into the Edmonton zone. Got tangled up a little bit with Fogelin, and there's Fuhr out of the net to cut it off. Or Dineen pinching it on the right point. Dineen around a check, gave it to Bossy. Fuhr the save, and he'll hold on for the faceoff. A break in the action, 10 minutes remaining in the opening period. Scores, the Islanders 2, the Oilers nothing. Nice paint job on Mr. Fuhr's mask as you had a look at him. Fine young goaltender in the Edmonton Oilers, but his team down 2-0, and here's Persson following the draw, testing him with a pad save. The puck was loose. Brent Sutter couldn't pick it up. There's Dwayne out to Greg Gilbert. It was knocked away from him, recovered at center ice by Persson. The two Sutter brothers with Gilbert on the left side, the Islander forward line at the moment. Dwayne Sutter has both New York Islander goals, giving him 5 on the season. Dave Langevin to the left side for Gilbert. Off the boards, Linsman couldn't hold it in. Gilbert's pass to Dwayne Sutter was off his skates. Now Dwayne recovers on his off wing, gets bumped on the boards by Anderson. Able to kick it back to Dave Langevin in the Islander zone. Langevin across to Brent Sutter. Off his stick, and Messier forces the Islanders in deeper. So Kenny Morrow gives the puck to Dwayne Sutter. Tries the opposite side. There's Langevin. His intended pass hit the referee Hogarth and is picked up now by Dwayne Sutter. Bounces one to Grant Fuhr. Fuhr banks it high. Comes bouncing off the glass. Conacher races down right wing. That Conacher into the Islanders zone. Ran headfirst into Thomas Johnson, and Melanson clears the puck around the boards. There's Greg Gilbert over in the left side. Dumped it into the center ice zone. Coffey backing up for the Edmonton defense. Played it to the right wing. Willie Lindstrom forces the Islanders back. And again, Melanson works it off the glass. This time it was held in, however. Lindstrom trying to center. Comes back to Huddy. Huddy's drive is off the target. Coffey on the left point. Lets one go that hit Nystrom and bounces to center ice. Huddy waiting for his teammates. Gives the puck to Coffey. Put it right on Janssen's stick with one of those cross-ice passes. Then Janssen lost his balance. Nystrom can't move up in time. Goring has it at center ice. Back to Morrow. Kenny Morrow. John Tonelli. Tonelli shot it in off the boards. Took a hit from Paul Coffey as well. Huddy has it back of the net. Tonelli in forechecking. The Oilers able to come up the left side. Coffey long pass to Lindstrom. Lindstrom had it knocked away. Here's Semenko with it. Big Dave Semenko with a shot off the blocking glove of Melanson. Gretzky plays it around the boards. Huddy moves in off the right point for Edmonton. Gave it to Semenko to Gretzky. Gretzky trying to come out in front. Did, and the puck bounced over everybody's stick. Huddy's shot was blocked by Goring. Goring slaps it down the boards into the Edmonton zone. Fans boo as the Islanders will be called for having iced the puck. They broke up everything that the Edmonton Oilers tried to get organized, 18.
A response by the full house here. Northlands Coliseum. Edmonton starting to pick up the tempo a little on their end of it. I'm a little surprised, Jigs. Of course, Edmonton doesn't start the hockey game trying to start out slow and sluggish, something in their minds. They just were very defensive all of a sudden, made a lot of mistakes. The scouting report, we talked to John Muckler in Calgary the other night. He must have seen that the Islanders, when the pressure was put on, were having their own problems in their end of the ice. They haven't been tested until now. Edmonton trying to generate some offense.
Bob Bourne plays the left wing with Trottier and Bossy as the other Islander forwards. Devine and Potvin on defense. Gary Curry, Kozar, and Gretzky, the Edmonton forward line. There's Gretzky over on the far side. Put it right on Devine's stick. Devine off the boards to Gillies, who's come out to replace Bourne. Gillies tied up on the boards. He and Randy Gregg spinning around. They separate, and Curry lost the puck. Clark Gillies, a backhander right through the goal mouth. Oh, my. Here's Gretzky failing to clear it out after Bossy had knocked it down. Couldn't recover. Jackson comes over center ice, 3-on-2. And the pass to the right wing to Pozar was off the mark. Potvin unable to clear it out. A bouncing puck. Gretzky a drive. Good stop by Melanson there. They feed it back to the left point for Jackson. Jackson dumps one around the boards. Gillies steps in front of Gregg. Potvin takes a hit from Pozar, and the puck ends up in the skates of Clark Gillies. Fans react to the hit from Pozar, something that I'm sure they don't see a whole lot of here. That's not his style of game, but he certainly stepped into Potvin there.
Good heavy check, Jakes. Probably the best check of the game so far. Roland Melanson makes a save off Gretzky. There's the original stop. Rebound. Gretzky is at a tough angle. He's got Melanson moving left to right quickly across the crease, but Roland Melanson with the feet moving. There you see him shuffling. Gets his left skate, kicks the puck away. Deneen across in front, number 34. Looks a little nervous in this hockey game also.
6.5 minutes remaining in the opening period here at Edmonton. Our guests on the first intermission, Grace and Lou Sutter, the parents of 6 members of teams in the National Hockey League. Plumlee had a bit of a struggle to get his stick back from Trottier, as you may have noticed. The puck is cleared to the Edmonton line. Kevin Lowe came up with it. Lowe sends Hunter in on left wing. A drive. Melanson the save, and he holds on.
Well, out of the net, Roland Melanson knew the shot was coming. Hunter down the left wing side. That's Kevin Lowe, number 4, as he makes the rink wide pass. Hunter's got to step across the line and lets it go. A good shot. Look how far out Melanson is with Lumley, number 20, moving in quickly. There's the shot by Hunter. Stopped by Roland Melanson, and he controls the rebound. Big thing for goaltenders. Make the save, and also to control the rebound, as you see Roland Melanson do. A hard shot by Hunter.
Face off to the right of the Islander goal. Melanson, lifetime against Edmonton, regular season, a win and a tie. A 3.50 goals against average. Hunter right from the face-off tested Melanson. Trottier came up with the puck, pulled it away from Lumley. Twisting and turning, now gives it to Billy Carroll, who's able to get it outside the blue line. Trottier moved up, was checked by Lone as Hughes touched the puck. The whistle for an offside. 6 minutes, 10 seconds left in the period. A break in the action. The score is the Islanders 2, the Oilers nothing.
Last 2 or 3 shifts now belong to the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, they picked up the tempo. Had only 2 shots on goal till about 3 minutes ago. Now it's up to 6. Gretzky has tested Melanson a couple of times in this opening period. But the Islanders lead it 2-0. Both goals by Dwayne Sutter. Oro back on defense, cleared the puck around to Greg Gilbert on left wing. To Billy Carroll. Caller moves up the right side. Carroll comes over the line, working on the defense. Gave to Gilbert, and his shot was blocked by Fogelin. Greg Gilbert to Billy Carroll. Plumlee runs into Carroll back of the net. Billy springs loose from the check, comes through in front. Gilbert is knocked down. The puck dribbled through. But Fuhr is able to smother it for a face-off.
Edmonton having trouble when they're challenged defensively. Billy Carroll that time behind the net. Controlled the puck well. There he is. Stops quickly. Comes back the other way. Anders Caller comes through. Tried to handle the puck. Missed it. But look at Billy Carroll as he fights off. Number 20, Dave Lumley, brought it in front of the net. Fuhr ended up grabbing it. Good effort here by Billy Carroll, getting away from Lumley. Controlled the puck along the boards. Callard missed it. Carroll come up with it, walked right out in front of the net. As he turned to make the shot, he miscued on the shot. Fuhr grabbed it.
Now Janssen, following the face-off, fired one wide of Grant Fuhr. The Oilers trying to get set up in their own zone. Huddy around a Coffey to the right side. Anderson moved it into the center ice zone. That's the defenseman Huddy shooting it into the Islander territory. Mark Messier on the left side, trying to get away from Jansson's check, centered. Nobody there. Janssen unable to move it up the wing, however. When Anderson comes in off the wing, went to the backhand, shifted, and was knocked down hard, and there'll be a penalty. A hooking penalty handed out to the Islanders, setting up an Edmonton power play with just over 5 minutes left in the period, and the score for the break in the action. The Islanders 2, the Oilers no score.
From the face-off, Thomas Janssen hooking. Pulled down the Edmonton forward. Islanders again in a penalty-killing situation.
Earlier, they killed off a high sticking penalty to Trottier, and they have just cleared into the Edmonton zone following this face-off. Billy Carroll comes out to replace Trottier. Goring is the other forward as the Oilers set up back of the net, leaving the puck for Gretzky. Out of Coffey. Coffey, long pass to Anderson on left wing, played it in around the defense. Potvin comes over from the opposite side, plays it into the corner. Messier has it there to the point for Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky gives it to Coffey. Coffey sneaks in deep, shot it behind the Islander net, off the boards and out to center ice.
Bad play by Paul Coffey. Not only did he not get it on the net, he missed the net, but it went right out into center ice.
Now the puck loose in the Islander zone. Anderson in after it. Played it behind the net, then couldn't pick it up. Morrow tries the left side. Goring has to chase it along with Coffey. All Coffey for Edmonton, and his pass hit Carroll and is cleared, but not out. Here's Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky plays it to the right point. Coffey's drive. Pad stop by Melanson, and Goring shoots it down the ice.
Couple of mistakes, Jiggs. The Edmonton Oilers did not capitalize. The Islanders giving them a little freedom on the Islander end of the ice.
Gretzky on the right wing, 45 seconds remaining in the penalty time to Janssen. A drive, they score! Paul Coffey ripped one, it may have been tipped.
Coffey lets the shot go from 10 feet inside the blue line. Melanson got a piece of it, but not enough. Here's Gretzky, makes a little dump pass right onto the stick. Coffey, there's the shot. Roland Melanson got it with his left leg, but it squirted between his pads into the net. 2-1 now as the Islanders give up a power play goal. Melanson can't handle the hard drive by Paul Coffey.
13th of the season, as you see, scored by Coffey. Gretzky obviously will get an assist. Gretzky didn't score here last night against Los Angeles, but he did have a couple of assists in the game. Edmonton defeated the Kings 7-3. The Islanders have been off since Thursday when they lost in Calgary by a score of 6-2. Third game of a 6-game road trip. Edmonton has just been called for having iced the puck. 3 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the opening period. The Islanders struck early. Wayne Sutter at the 48-second mark and again at the 126 mark. Now Coffey from Gretzky and Fuhr. scoring on the Edmonton goal.
Grant Fuhr had kicked the puck loose from the net as the Islanders moved in. It went to to Gretzky, and then to Coffey. So the goaltender, Grant Fuhr, in on the power play goal by Paul Coffey, his 13th of the season.
The Islanders started this game in a two-way tie for second place in the Patrick Division. The Rangers were leading. They were in first place in the Patrick Division. The Islanders were tied with Philadelphia, each with 33 points. Rangers had 34. Now Bossy, following the draw, had the puck squared out of his skates, and it's picked up on the left side and dumped in by Conacher. That's Langevin going back to the net for the Islanders. Melanson tangled up in a bit of a hit with Pat Hughes. Langevin just shot it in wide of Fuhr. Puck came around to Hunter on left wing, out to Conacher. Conacher flips it between the Islander defense. Melanson cuts it off for Langevin. Tried the left side, off the boards. It went to Trottier. Over to Stefan Persson. Persson dumps it into the Edmonton zone. They had 4 Oilers chasing him at the time. The Islanders were in the middle of the player change. Hotman picks it up at center ice. Gave it to Trottier, who's still out there. Nystrom and Tonelli are the other 2 forwards. Don Jackson back in the Edmonton defense to Hunter. Dineen stepped in to knock it loose. Got it to Tonelli. In front to Dineen. Now back to Potvin. Potvin's drive. Chest high. Hit Fuhr. And he dives on top of the puck.
Grant Fuhr 20 feet out of his net to make the save as Dennis Potvin picked up an errant pass from the Edmonton Oilers end of the ice.
Nice move right there by
Dineen moved down the boards, pinching in. There's the play across to Dennis Potvin. Bob Nystrom comes cruising down for the front of the net. Look where Fuhr is. He's 20, 25 feet out of the net when he makes the save off his right shoulder. Smothered the rebound.
That assist by Fuhr on Coffey's goal is his 6th assist this season. He's going to be a threat here to Gretzky shortly. Long shot by Lindstrom rather, was wide of the Islander net. Semenko tying up the Islander defenseman, Gord Dineen. Now the puck came loose. Tonelli unable to clear it out of there. Semenko in deeper to Lumley. Lumley and Billy Carroll struggle back of the net. Lumley is knocked down. The puck came loose. Semenko with it. Semenko walks out in front. His backhander is off Melanson's pad, and then he covers up outside the goal crease.
Some freedom for the Edmonton Oilers. They walk out from behind the Islander net. They get an opportunity. Puck ended up on the hand of Melanson. Let's take a look at the battle along the board. Semenko gets the puck. No one moves to him. Dennis Potvin stays in front of the net. Semenko comes roaring out in front of the net, a backhand shot. Melanson got just enough of it to send it to the side of the net, where he quickly smothered it.
A little less than 2 minutes remaining in the opening period. Brent Sutter has come out for the Islanders. Linsman is out with Messier and Anderson for Edmonton. Bob Bourne on left wing. Wayne Sutter on right wing for the Islanders. Puck finally dropped. It came back to Coffey. His shot right on. Grabbed by Melanson. He fed it off, but the whistle has sounded. He had a little trouble getting it out of that catching mitt.
Well, he did, Jake, but also the referee felt he'd held it long enough. Ron Hogarth, the referee.
Oh, and Messier with some words for Melanson, and the referee stepped in between. Ron Hogarth very quickly said he had heard enough. Messier now lined up shoulder to shoulder with Morrow, and Messier will shift in now to take the face-off against Bourne.
Anderson with a few words also to the referee. Getting a little testy.
Oilers got the draw. Honey from the right point. A shot went off Bourne's skate. Here's Coffey and off the left point, and that hit Kenny Morrow. Knocked out of the air by Anderson. Morrow slaps it up to center ice. Wayne Sutter across to Bourne. Bourne comes over the Edmonton line. It was knocked off his stick by Honey. Anderson takes a hard hit from Brent Sutter. Wayne Sutter stepped into Coffey. Kenny Morrow knocked the puck loose. Brent Sutter comes in all alone, shoots. Oh, Fuhr robbed him on the stick hand side. Oh, my. Wayne Sutter trying to dig it out of the corner. It's loose in front. There's Bourne with a shot. That was high and wide. Wayne Sutter put it through the goal crease. Comes back to Morrow at the blue line. His shot blocked in front. The puck still loose, and the Oilers come up with it. All Coffey to Anderson. Off Johnson and brought down the right side. Messier to Linsman. Linsman trying to cut through in front of the net. Turns, and his backhand shot went wide. Bourne plays it around to the left wing boards. Randy Gregg comes in, gets tangled up with Janssen. There's Messier. Anderson puts it in front. It's cleared on the doorstep. Brent Sutter up with it. Made it over to Bob Bourne. Bourne checked in his own zone. 40 seconds left in the period. The Islanders can't clear it. Here's Charlie Huddy with a shot. That's put bouncing off Brent Sutter. Melanson slapping at it. Messier picks it up. Mark Messier can't make the play. Brent Sutter comes up with it. Chased to the boards by Gretzky. Brent Sutter slipped the check and fed the puck over to Morrow. Morrow into the center ice zone. Dropped it back. Brent Sutter tries a long shot. Pure the save. Left it for Jackson, the first man back. 14 seconds left in the opening period. Langevin picking up the puck at the Islander line. Gives it to Persson. Now back to Langevin. Langevin missed Bossy on the left side. Puck loose in the Edmonton zone. Jackson got back with 2 seconds left in the period. Icing brings up a face-off deep in the Islander zone.
A lot of mistakes at both ends of the ice, Jags, but Edmonton time and again coughing up the puck. That time the Islanders with 2 or 3 good opportunities with loose pucks. Edmonton, several players out of position. Islanders couldn't cash in. Grant Fuhr now heading for the bench. 2 seconds. They're going to pull the goaltender in favor of an extra forward. Look at this play here. Fuhr makes off Brent Sutter. Sutter going for the top right-hand corner. Fuhr stood the ground. He reacted to the shot. He didn't guess. He waited for the shooter to make a move, and then he stuck his blocking glove out in front of it.
Edmonton moves everybody up. Empty net down to our right, as you see. The Oilers play it pretty much student body left. Everybody to the left of Messier on this face-off, except for Curry, who is back. Now steps in almost the high slot, and over comes the linesman Bob Luther to try and get everybody lined up properly.
Messier wants Gretzky to move back to take the shot if he wins it. Gretzky says, no, I want a right-handed shot in there.
They did get the draw, but not enough time to get a good shot away. And at the end of one period, the Islanders are leading here in Edmonton. Melanson made a couple of big saves off Gretzky, and down at the other end, after a shaky start, Grant Fuhr came up strong in the later portions of the period. So after one, our scores: the New York Islanders 2, the Edmonton Oilers 1. We'll be back with a recap right after these messages. After one period at the Northlands Coliseum, the scores: the New York Islanders 2, the Edmonton Oilers 1. The shots on goal by the Islanders 13 and by Edmonton 10. Most of the Edmonton shots coming in the later stages of the period. The Islanders opened up the scoring at the 48-second mark. Dwayne Sutter with his 4th goal of the year. An assist to Brian Trottier, who found Dwayne all open coming in on the right side. Dwayne Sutter's 4th, and then Dwayne Sutter's 5th came at the 126 mark. Bob Bourne, Brent Sutter setting him up. It was Bourne's shot, actually, that got away from the defenseman by the goaltender. Dwayne Sutter, the closest man to it, making it 2-0 Islanders. And a couple of penalties. One to Trottier was killed off successfully, but the hooking penalty to Janssen led to Paul Coffey's 13th goal of the year. A power play goal for Edmonton, coming at 16-10, cutting the margin to 2-1. Gretzky an assist, and also an assist to the goaltender, Grant Fuhr, giving him 6 assists this season. The Islanders jumped on Edmonton very quickly, and this crowd almost went to sleep on it.
Well, of course, their anticipation is going to be in the fact that the Edmonton Oilers can score a lot of goals, Jigs. And the thing you have to look at from the Islanders' standpoint is that they've got probably one of the best, if not the best, defensive teams in the league. So it's a pretty good matchup in that sense. But the thing that I'm surprised at is that the Islanders look as weak, of course, in their end of the ice as Edmonton in theirs. Edmonton wants to shoot this game wide open and let it go, a wide open type game that they'll, of course, love to have. The Islanders do not want that. But the same little problems creeping into the Islanders' end of the ice that we've seen from St. Louis and actually before St. Louis, and of course the game against the Calgary Flames in Calgary, that the Islanders having a lot of trouble back there. And I was surprised that the Edmonton Oilers didn't jump on the Islanders as quick as they could, because I'm sure with John Muckler, who I'd mentioned before, who's assistant coach of the Edmonton Oilers, must have brought back the report that the Islanders in their own end of the ice give the puck up a lot. They get confused, they get guys running around, and they get a lot of good shots. The offensive team would then get good chances from directly in front of the goaltender. Edmonton did not start that way, and the Islanders got a couple of breaks, and they started to send the Oilers scurrying all over the place. And as a result, 38 seconds apart, Dwayne Sutter gets 2 goals, and that makes it doubly difficult then for Edmonton.
But I thought Fuhr a little shaky, as I said early in the period. He came back strong. I think the save he made in particular off Brent Sutter. And at the other end, Roland Melanson came up with a couple of big saves off Gretzky in particular.
You're going to see that, and you're going to see a lot more of it if the game continues the way it is, Jigs, because teams are sloppy in their own end of the ice, and it's got the makings of a high-scoring game. So the goaltenders are going to be tested from all kinds of places, and particularly the place that they do not want to be tested from, that's directly in front of the net.
Well, at the end of one period here in Edmonton, the Islanders are up by a score of 2-1. Our intermission will continue following these messages. Well, we had hoped to talk with Grace and Lou Sutter in our first intermission, but I guess they haven't been able to find our location. Here's a piece of pressure on goaltender Billy Smith.
You have to learn to pace yourself. Pressure, you're just like everybody else. Pressure, you've only had to run so far, so good. But you will come to a place where the only thing you feel are loaded guns in your face. And you'll have to deal with pressure. Don't ask for help, you're all alone. Pressure, you'll have to answer to your own. Pressure, I'm sure you'll have some cosmic rationale. But here you are in the night, 2 men out and 3 men on nowhere to look but inside, where we all respond to pressure. Pressure.
Billy, after the playoffs last year, must have been a very satisfying feeling for Billy Smith, for the team, but for Billy individually.
Well, definitely. You know, I had a good playoff up till the last round, and then, you know, everything connected for me, and I thought I had a very good final, and fortunate for me, I won the MVP, but there was other guys that deserved to win it, but unfortunately, only one guy can take it.
What does that mean to Billy Smith individually?
Oh, it was a great honor, you know, like all your friends see you play the year before, and they say, geez, you should have won it, you should have won it. And my reply was, well, you know, the other guys played just as well or better than I did, and they deserve it. I says, and back then, you know, my friends laughed because I used to say, well, someday I might win it. And, you know, it's nice. It's an honor that you'll have, you know, up that you can show your kids and say, geez, boys, I was on 4 Stanley Cups in 1 year. I was the main contributor or one of the main contributors. And it's something like you have for life so you can reminisce.
How about Billy Smith looking at some of the other people in the National Hockey League? Was there any feeling toward, okay, guys, you had to recognize me. I did as well as I did.
Well, you know, it's like anything else. All my life I've been known as, or cut up as being a hacker. And, hey, I was a hacker when it was need to be. You remember the old days. The old days, everybody used stick work. Everybody had at least 3 goons on their team. And I was one of the guys that said, hey, I'm going to stand up. I'm not going to let my guys get pushed around because I had the right attitude for it. And that's what it is. It's an attitude. Some guys don't want that kind of hockey. And I'm 100% for them, like a Bossy, a Trottier. Fine, they don't want that style. But if you have a whole team like that, you know they're going to run over you. And so I designated myself to be that way. But I feel now that the league is cracking down, they're giving suspensions. I'm all for it. I'm saying, hey, if you're going to nail everybody that does it, that's fine with me. I won't do it. But make sure you do it. Don't stand back and just wait for certain guys to do it. And this is one thing that, you know, like I've said to the league, hey, if I deserve it, I'll be the first guy to come up and shake your hand and say, hey, I did it. Give me a suspension. But don't let me turn around and have other guys run and spear me and then have me stand back and say, well, how come that he didn't get a suspension? It was a vicious attack. So, you know, I think the league has to be stronger.
Billy, do I get a sense of feeling then that maybe your thoughts on it are that things aren't like they used to be, and you don't find, or we don't now watching all the games, we don't find you in those situations anymore. Is that because you feel now that the league has taken a harder stand?
Well, like I said, I'm a money hockey player, and it doesn't only go for playoffs. It goes for, hey, I'm not going to let the league take a quarter of my salary or an eighth of my salary. I can't afford that. I think I have changed. I don't have to do it. I can get away without doing it. So it's the type of thing is, if they're going to call it, great. If they're not going to call it.
Are players giving a little wider berth maybe around the net? Are they less inclined now to move in and be around your crease or in the crease?
I think a lot of guys have stopped. There's a few guys that still come in. But like I say, I'm strong enough that if I give them a good push, I can still pretty well knock them out of my crease. But guys have given me respect now, and they know I can do it. I'll still slap the ankles. I don't feel slapping a guy in the ankles or hitting him on the shin pads is called vicious. I'm calling about the attacks where guys spear guys above the waist. That should be an automatic suspension. But if you hit a guy coming down the net and you hit him in the shin pads, you know how many guys crack you over the wrists. So if I hit a guy in the shin pads with one hand, they can't really call that. At least I don't think they should call it.
Billy, let's move ahead a little bit and look at the season now. Probably no one dreamt that we'd be in the situation watching the Islanders with 3 goaltenders. How has this been working from your end of it so far?
Well, so far with me, it's great. At the first there, you know, I says, 3 goalies. If they rotate the 3, it won't work. And I know Bill has talked to me and everything else. I still don't feel it will work. You cannot keep a guy sharp if you sit him for 7 days. You know yourself. You sit 7 days and just practice. You lose something. I don't know what it is, but you lose it. But unfortunately, the guy that's being hurt right now is Kelly Harudi. But he's a fine gentleman. He's a young kid. He's going to be in the NHL somewhere making big bucks. So he's biding his time. Like I told him, I said, you know, I got nothing against you. If you're going to be here and I'm going to be traded, fine. It doesn't bother me that way. But I says, it's going to hurt you. And you got to sit and bide your time. Like,
He's got more time on the beginning than you have on the end.
That's for sure. Like, I only got 5 years left, so he's got about 10. So he's not going to hurt to sit a year.
Billy, thanks a lot for the visit. Good luck to the rest of the season.
Thank you very much, 18.
Billy Smith. Now back to you, Jakes.
The 2 teams getting ready for period 2. Hope you enjoyed the feature with Bill Smith going back to the playoffs and the Stanley Cup Finals in particular against the Edmonton Oilers of a season ago. Grace and Lou Sutter did arrive, by the way, and have promised that they'll be back and be with us during the second intermission. Been a busy week for them. The twins, the youngest of their family, had games with the Philadelphia Flyers in Calgary and here. Of course, the Islanders were in Calgary with another 2 Sutter brothers. They had to keep their eye on the papers, find out what St. Louis and Chicago were doing. They should be headquartered in the league office instead of out here in Alberta. Second period underway. The puck into the Islanders' zone. Trottier back-checking, plays it around the boards, and it'll be picked up by Potvin. Potvin lays one into center ice, just out of the reach of Bossy. He and Jackson in a race for it. Jackson got there first, so that'll be an icing call against the Islanders. Bossy went into the board, skates first. The puck ended up underneath him as you saw him flip it to the linesman, Bob Luther. They're correcting the assists on the second Islander goal.
And the reason they made it unassisted, Jakes, it's because it went off. It went off one of the Edmonton players or the goaltender before it hit Dwayne Sutter and went into the net. That nullifies any of the assists. I still can't understand why Clark Gillies didn't get one on the first goal, though.
Well, we now have them reading Dwayne Sutter from Trottier, and then Dwayne Sutter unassisted, and there's Bossy. Oh, what a drive off the glove hand of Fuhr. Trottier picks it up, laid it back into the goal crease, and Fuhr just swings that one high over the glass and into the crowd.
Fuhr staring down Mike Bossy after the whistle. Good hard shot by Bossy. Fuhr got a piece of it. It was heading for the top left-hand corner as Bossy looked at the net. Fuhr, you could see him wiggling his catching hand. He caught it. He didn't catch the puck, or I should say the puck hit him somewhere around the heel of the hand.
Brian Trottier ready to take this face-off. Lined up against Pat Conacher. Bossy is to the right, Gillies to the left. Conacher got spun around, managed to get the puck to Hughes, and it's cleared out to center. Gord Dineen took a hit from Hunter, and Jackson flipped it in wide of Melanson. There's Potvin to Gillies, off his stick, back to Potvin, out of Trottier. Ryan Trottier over to Gord Dineen. Gillies shaken up a little. Dineen has dumped it down the boards into the Edmonton zone. Fuhr cut it off back of the net. Left it for Jackson. He overled Conacher with that pass. Dineen sends Bourne into the Edmonton zone. A delayed offside in effect here, and when Bourne got a skate on it, the play was called. This Edmonton team will be the first opponent for the Islanders when they return home from the 6-game road trip. That'll be Tuesday, December 13th. And then the Oilers are back in at the Coliseum on February 7th. Another Tuesday night visit. The Islanders and the Oilers at the Nassau Coliseum. What a week coming up for the Islanders when they get back. Edmonton on Tuesday, then Detroit on Thursday. And on the Saturday night, the 17th, the visitors are the New York Rangers. 2-1, the Islanders leading as the Oilers start out of their own zone. Linsman down right wing into the Islander territory. Went to the left side. There's Messier, a backhander off the post. Can't get him any closer than that, 18.
Perfect shot, not off on a backhander either, Jakes. With that kind of accuracy and that kind of speed, Messier, a first All-Star from last year, can skate, can handle the puck. This is Linsman, as Linsman goes down the right wing side, gives it to Messier. He goes all the way over to the right wing. There's the backhand shot. Now that's a good 20 feet that he let the backhand shot go from. Hit the goalpost to the right. You see Melanson looking back over his shoulder. Messier right there from a tough angle. Let go. Goaltenders hate backhand shots. They don't know. They can't read them. Players do not generally have good ones. Messier exhibited one there.
Linsman just won the draw for Edmonton. Low from the blue line, and Melanson got a piece of that long shot. Here's Bourne feeding it into the center ice area. It got away from Low. Brent Sutter chases Low to the corner. Dwayne Sutter picked up the puck out to Bourne, to Langevin. Langevin shot. Dwayne Sutter cutting through. Got a piece of it, but couldn't put it in. Here's Langevin with a drive. Blocked in front and cleared by Linsman. Up the left side, but play has been called. Back of the play, we've got a holding penalty. Kevin Lowe had a lock on Brent Sutter, so we'll go to an Islander power play and a break in the action with the score. The Islanders 2, the Oilers 1. Trottier, Gillies, Bossy up front on this power play. Pearson and Potvin on the points. The penalty is to Lowe for holding at 1:55 of the second period. So Denny Potvin rounds the net, gave the puck to Trottier. Trottier into center ice to Bossy on the right wing. Mike Bossy got knocked down, and the Oilers clear. And here's Gretzky in a break. Potvin trying to get back. Gretzky a drive, and it went way wide. Ends up at the right point. Huddy around to Gretzky, trying to come out in front. Melanson forced him to go a little further than he wanted to, and here's Trottier with the puck. Trottier to Potvin. That move by Gretzky got the fans going again. Potvin shot hit Charlie Huddy and is cleared out of there by Jari Kurri. Coffey fires one off Stefan Pearson. Edmonton with the offense at the moment, even though they're killing off the penalty. They have 11 shorthanded goals this year. Trottier brings the puck to the Edmonton line, played it to Gillies on left wing. Gillies to Bossy, he shoots. That went high up into the crowd. Fans yelling, they thought it was offside. 18.
They did. It wasn't, though, Jakes. Clark Gillies reached way out with his long reach, took the pass. His feet were still in the center ice area, nullifying the offside. Bossy's shot deflected by Coffey up into the seats. No shot. Yeah, there's Gretzky as he raced down the left wing side. Roland Melanson comes out. Gretzky lets go from a wide angle. The puck was rolling. He shot it way wide. He was a good 8 to 10 feet wide of the net. There's Glenn Sather, coach and general manager of the Edmonton Oilers.
Al Arbor has Butch Goring at center ice with Nystrom on the left, Tonelli on the right for this faceoff. Goring got it cleanly to Janssen. To Potvin, his drive, grab by Fuhr.
Quickly, Grant Fuhr off the stick of Dennis Potvin. He got it up high. Potvin shot a little too high, but he shot it without stopping it right from the face-off. Goring wins the draw. Thomas Janssen gives it to him. Potvin lets go right away. Tough to control the puck or keep it down. He just wants to get it on the net, make Fuhr stop it. But he got it up high where he could hang on to it.
Gretzky is back out on the ice for Edmonton. Messier taking this face-off with Goring. Goring waiting for Messier to line up. He's talking to the linesman, too. Now Goring squares in as if ready. And they're both waved out.
No, you almost know they're both going to get thrown out. Neither one of them wanted to change how they were going to stand at the face-off.
Gretzky took the draw, and the puck came back to Potvin. That hit Gretzky and bounced to center ice. Potvin gives it to Thomas Johnsson. Johnsson to the right side for Tonelli into the Edmonton zone. Got tangled up with Messier. Jackson trying to clear the puck. It's in and out of Nystrom's skates. Now to Tonelli. Tonelli trying to come out of the corner. Does. John Tonelli a drive. Fuhr the save, and the puck is under Jackson. Right loose. And there's Tonelli with an open net, but he couldn't tuck one in as he was tied up at the last second, and the Oilers have been able to clear it.
A lot of opportunities, Jigs. Loose, sloppy play by both teams. The Islanders had a chance to put it in. Maybe it was because it was rolling and bouncing. They couldn't put it on the stick and put it in the net.
Couldn't get into the Edmonton zone there, and the penalty to Lowe has expired. Puck at the Edmonton line. Gretzky on the left wing to Lowe, comes over the blue line, lets one go, and it was wide of the net. Melanson to Johnsson up the right side for Bobby Nystrom. Nystrom plays it around behind the net for Thomas Johnsson, then across to the right wing for Goring. Butch Goring to Bob Nystrom. Huddy is the lone man back as Nystrom moved in. Went to the right wing, now plays it to the corner for Tonelli. He and Hughes collide. Tonelli played it to the side of the net. Nystrom reached, couldn't make contact with it. And Hunter starts out for Edmonton. Then over the line on left wing, shot one wide. Melanson steered it to the corner. Honecker played it back of the net. There's Persson with the pass for Greg Gilbert. Gilbert to the line, not out. Huddy's long shot handled easily by Melanson. Langevin tries the right wing side. Keller has it poked away from him. Stephen Persson picks it up for the Islanders around the boards. Relayed off Gilbert down into the Edmonton end of the ice. Paul Coffey will be the first to touch up, and we get an icing call. 15 minutes left in period 2, a break of the action. The score remains the Islanders 2 and the Oilers 1. Face off to the left of Roland Melanson. Edmonton got the draw. Fogelin from the blue line. He scores!
Melanson hasn't seen the puck yet. Fogelin finds the lower left-hand corner. A good shot by Fogelin from the point, the right point. And it beat Roland Melanson. His vision of the puck obviously impeded. There's Fogelin. He stopped it, turned and let go of the wrist shot. A good one. Look at Roland. He's looking to the left side. He never saw it. It went right in low to the right side. There's the shot by Fogelin. Dave Langevin crossing in front of him. Cut off his view, and it's now tied at 2 apiece.
Fogelin's third of the year coming at 5:01, and the Oilers have battled back. We're tied 2-2 here in Edmonton. Messier got the only assist on Fogelin's goal. It was Messier who took the face-off. So a brand new hockey game. Wayne Sutter sends Brent down the right side. Bourne moves up the left wing. Brent Sutter's drive blocked by Fogelin. Brent Sutter recovers. A backhander is steered out. Good stop by Fuhr, who hung right with the play. Low across the Linsman up to Messier. Over the Islander line, Messier. His shot hit Persson, came off the glass, ends up in the corner, and there's Wayne Sutter. In and out of his skates. He and Linsman in a battle for it. Wayne down, the puck is beneath him, and there's no further play.
Tie score here. Fogelin, his third of the season from Messier. Hitting continues. Teams don't like each other. Sticks are down. 3 penalties is all we've had in the game so far. Take a look at Lee Fogelin, number 2. You see it on the back of his helmet. One-time Buffalo Sabre. Scored the tying goal. One-time captain of this team, too, as you had mentioned earlier, Jake.
Yeah, he relinquished those duties in favor of number 99, Wayne Gretzky. And that was a milestone goal for Fogelin. A loose puck at the side of the Islander net. In and out of some skates, and finally ended up in the stick of John Tonelli. Rossi goes down the right wing. Tonelli couldn't put the pass on his stick. Fuhr out of the net, lays it to the corner. Here's Tonelli. Couldn't get a stick on it, and back comes Gretzky. Over center ice, into the Islander zone, working on Deneen. Centered, Potvin reached. Melanson steered the puck, actually. Posard's shot goes wide. Ends up in the seats behind the Islander net.
Edmonton doing what they do best. Carry the play to the opposition. Nobody does it better than Wayne Gretzky for the Edmonton Oilers. Dumped that little pass across in front of the net. waiting for his right winger to come tearing in and tip it in. Melanson, along with Dennis Potvin, got to it before any of Gretzky's teammates. Crowd coming alive a little bit more now as the Oilers start to skate.
Al Arbor with Brian Trottier out to take the face-off against Pat Conacher. This trip for the Islanders continues next week with games in Vancouver on Tuesday night, Los Angeles on Wednesday night, and concluding on Saturday in Minnesota. And we'll have all three games for you here on WOR-TV. Jakes McDonald and Ed Westfall here in Edmonton with 13 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second period. Jackson over the center ice zone. Checked by Bossy. Now the puck comes back to Jackson. Gave it to Hunter. Dave Hunter to the left side. Conacher had trouble picking it up, and Borrow dumps it into center ice. Conacher let it go. Matt Hughes chased back. Here's Randy Gregg on the right side of the Edmonton defense. Gregg gave it to Hunter. Dave Hunter pulled it away from a check. Comes to the Islander line. Gave it to Hughes, or Conacher rather. Conacher around the boards. Trottier chasing it. Hunter gets in deep for Edmonton. He's checked by Thomas Janssen. Ryan Trottier plays it to the right wing boards. That's Mike Bossy over for the Islanders. To Morrow. Kenny Morrow flips it into the center ice zone. Gregg picks it up. Gets to the Islander territory and then was checked. Tied 2-2. Period 2 from Edmonton as Morrow comes over the center ice stripe. Into the Edmonton zone with a shot. Fuhr the save. Gregg clears the rebound and it's going to go the length of the ice. Oh, we'll get an icing call here. A break in the action. 12 minutes, 10 seconds left in the middle period with the score tied. The Islanders 2 and the Oilers 2.
Wayne Gretzky, Jigs, is averaging just a little under 3 points for every game he plays in.
He is something, isn't he? He'll be 23 years old in January. Curry sends Pozar into the Islanders zone. A drive. Melanson just got a piece of that. Gretzky in after the rebound is bumped by Nystrom. Langevin got a piece of Gretzky as well. Nystrom came up with the puck. Dave Langevin around the boards. John Tonelli let it go for Goring. Nystrom moves up 2-on-1 as they come over the line. Goring to Nystrom. He shoots. Oh, what a save by Fuhr. Comes out to Tonelli. Turns and that hit the side of the net. Pozar off the boards to Gretzky. It ends up in the center ice zone. A race for it. Curry comes over the line. Curry's shot blocked by Colin Melanson. The puck comes loose for Goring. Islanders had a great opportunity a moment ago. Now Tonelli across the line. Well, he didn't get over the line. Took a hit instead. Here's Paul Coffey for Edmonton to Jari Kurri. Kurri laid it right on the stick of Coffey, who moves in, turns, fired one that hit Langevin, comes right back to Coffey. A centering attempt, picked off, cleared. Tonelli sends Dwayne Sutter down the right side. Sutter to drive. That went off the stick of Huddy and ended up in the crowd.
You don't get the opportunities the way Bob Nystrom just did and throw them away. Nystrom hesitated. Fuhr got across the net quickly and got a piece of the puck, deflecting it. Here's Butch Goring as he breaks away, makes a perfect pass to Nystrom right on the stick. Nystrom, instead of shooting, hesitated, and that gave Fuhr a little more time to get across, get a piece of the puck, and make the save. There's Goring again down the left wing side. Right there, the pass to Nystrom. Had he let it go then, he waited another extra 5-6 feet as he coasted in, and Fuhr had time to get in front of it.
Now it's Billy Carroll, Greg Gilbert, and Anders Kaller for the Islanders. Lowe played it around the boards. Here's Dineen at the right point into Kaller. Anders Kaller tied up by Lumley. Carroll comes over to help out. Couldn't pick up the puck, however. Big gave Semenko into center ice. Semenko poked it into the Islanders' zone. Lindstrom took it away from Potvin and fired it off the post to the left of Melanson. Anders Kaller hit by Semenko. Edmonton comes up with the puck. Only Lindstrom couldn't get it to Semenko. The Islanders move it around to Potvin on this left side. Kenny Potvin to Greg Gilbert. Gilbert hit hard by Lindstrom, but is able to clear the puck out to center. That's Kevin Lowe for Edmonton to Semenko. Now to Lindstrom. And Billy Carroll came back to break up the play. Carroll had a good scoring chance in the first period as well tonight. And shot it down into the Edmonton zone. The Islanders are going to be called for having iced the puck. We're midway through the second period with the score tied. Break in the action. It's the Islanders 2, the Oilers 2.
Ken Linseman, known as the Rat, That's his choice, as well as a lot of other people's.
Messier getting the puck to Coffey at the left point. His shot went wide. Rebounded out in front, and there's Brent Sutter. Down the boards to Dwayne. Held in by Messier, who came over for Edmonton. Dumps it back to the Islander net. That's Johnson chasing it. Elvis Johnson can't get it to Bourne. It went off Brent Sutter's stick, controlled by Messier, and Morrow, a good defensive play to cut off that pass. Tie it up on the boards, and there's no further play.
Edmonton slowly taking over the play, Jigs. They've been in the Islanders' end of the ice a good part of this second period, about halfway through the period now. Islanders seem a little tentative. You see them trying to tie the puck up along the boards where they normally would be kicking it loose, taking it, making a play, and springing the forwards loose. They're not doing that now. Edmonton is asserting a lot of pressure.
The Islanders, who have won 12 of their last 16 games, 12-3-1, but not off to a good start on this road trip. A tie in St. Louis and a loss in Calgary. Here they're tied 2-2 after having led 2-0 early in the first period. Watson started back in the net, let Morrow clear the puck instead for Bourne. Couldn't get it out of there. Charlie Huddy for Edmonton. His shot went bouncing off Morrow. Over goes Linsman. Gave it to Anderson. Anderson unable to set up Messier as he and Johnson collided. Johnson moved up, couldn't get it away from Messier. The puck came out in front. There's Linsman. Linsman trying to center one, does. It's knocked down by Bourne, and he slaps it out of there, down into the Edmonton end of the ice. And the fans boo as we get a call for icing. And as a result, a face-off deep in the New York Islanders zone. 8:52 left in the middle period.
The Edmonton Oilers initiating in the Islanders' end of the ice. They're not only out hitting and out hustling and out skating the Islanders, they're giving some trouble too with the momentum that they carry. Islanders looking around, wondering where the Edmonton Oilers are, and they're right on top of them. They just look over the shoulder. Something extra for the Islanders to think about each time they go after a loose puck.
Yet the Islanders are out shooting Edmonton in the game by a margin of 19-15, and in this period, the Islanders with 6 shots on goal, the Oilers with 5. But Edmonton, the territorial edge. Here's Gregg moving it off the right point. Centered one out in front that was cleared to the blue line. Jackson shot one off Pat Hughes, who comes out to John Tonelli on left wing. Bossy moves up the right side. Tonelli trying to make the play, overled Bossy. Bossy in after it. Hunter got there first. Dave Hunter. Don Jackson put it right on Trotier's stick. Oh, and Fury got a piece of that shot. Oilers managed to clear it to center ice. There's Persson. Stefan Persson's pass went behind Mike Bossy. Gillies in to knock it away from Gregg. They go to the corner together, and the puck is loose back in the net. Trottier runs into Conacher. Gillies down on top of Randy Gregg, and the fans yelling about that as Hughes sends Conacher over the line. Left side, Lindstrom's centering attempt went off his stick. Hughes tries to lay it out, but there's Clark Gillies to Mike Bossy. Bossy on the right wing into the Edmonton zone. Can't get it back to Gillies. Randy Gregg clears it to center ice. The Islanders are going to be called for having too many men on the ice. Linesman Bob Luther, with help from about 17,000 fans, detected that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoops, there's 7. One too many. So a break in the action as Edmonton gets ready to go to the power play. Our score is tied. The Islanders 2, the Oilers 2.
Clark Gillies serving the penalty. The Islanders, it's a bench penalty. Too many men on the ice. Well, they can't call it a bench penalty because it doesn't happen on the bench, but it's a penalty to the Islanders. Too many men on the ice. Bob Luther, the linesman, standing there counting them. He had lots of time, kind of hesitated, sometimes with players changing quickly, but the Islanders had too many men way, way out on the ice, not anywhere near the bench, so he had to call it.
Well, one of the 2 Edmonton goals has come on the power play tonight. That was back in the first period. This is only the 4th penalty of the game, and we watched the Oilers start out. Paul Coffey went to the right side for Gretzky. Has handled the puck. It came right back to him. He owns that thing, doesn't he?
Tries to. Tries to.
Puck is like a magnet anytime he's out there. Billy Carroll backhands one high. It goes over the glass and into the seats.
Not a wise move by Billy Carroll, Jigs. He had a chance and lots of time to shoot it down the ice. Either he tried to bank it off the higher part of the glass and missed, or he may have wanted to stop the play to get a change, but if he wanted to change, he could have easily shot it down the ice. There's Dennis Potvin. He and Charlie Huddy run into each other. heavy collision. Some of the out-of-town scores, the Jersey Devils leading 3-0 over Detroit. Hartford now leading Philadelphia 5-4. That's in the third period. Hartford is now 6-5. Neufeld for Hartford, prop for Philadelphia.
The Islanders and the Flyers started the night tied for second place in the Patrick Division, a point behind the New York Rangers. This is Glenn Anderson starting out for Edmonton over center ice, chased by Goring. Bortles couldn't cut off Anderson. In behind the Islander net and comes out with a pass off Curry. Curry's shot blocked by Melanson, and Potvin picks it up. Potvin dumps the puck down the boards. 1 minute, 2 seconds remaining in the Islander penalty. Coffey being forechecked by Billy Carroll. They couldn't come out cleanly. Messier goes back of the net to Curry. Curry checked by Bourne. Curry gets away from the check. Into center ice. Curry bothered from behind. Recovers, comes over the Islander line, giving it to Gretzky. Keller and Pearson watching him. Gretzky handling that puck. Back it came to Coffey. To Curry. To Messier. A shot hit Langevin, and it is cleared by Bourne. And that goes high into the Edmonton players bench.
Good job by the Islanders penalty killing unit. Dave Semenko, number 27, lost a bout with, he fought Ali, didn't he, last summer?
Yeah, they had a little go here at the Northlands Coliseum that about 7,000 people showed up to witness.
Now getting back to the Islanders penalty killing, doing a good job. They're keeping the puck on the outside. They're not giving that ice in front of Roland Melanson to anybody, as the Oilers moving the puck around and around the outside of the imaginary box that's formed by the penalty killing unit.
There's Curry, and he couldn't get his skates on the puck. Comes out to center ice. Coffey has it with 18 seconds left in the Islander penalty. Keller just took it away from Semenko. Couldn't set up Bourne, who was open in the Edmonton end of the ice. This is Anderson to Gretzky. Langevin slowed him up. Gretzky pulled away from the check. A big slap shot is deflected by Keller. Comes to Coffey. Coffey tries to skirt the net. Did. Played it right to Keller. Anders Keller clears it to center. Gillies is out of the box. So the team's at 6 aside, and Edmonton moves in offside. Anderson got a hit from behind from Gillies after the whistle as well, and they exchanged some words. 5:43 left in the second period.
A lot of conversation on the ice. Most hockey games, it's there. There's a lot of dialogue between players on their own teams and between players that they're playing against.
Clark Gillies, if he turns and takes a look at the camera, well, he's not going to do it.
He can't hear you, Jigs.
He's got a wound on his nose.
Well, we saw him get up kind of slow. Back early in the second period, he went down in front of Roland Melanson as he was covering one of the Edmonton forwards. Seemed to get a stick caught up around the head.
2-2 tie late in the second period. This is Borrell. Got it wide. Gillies in off the left wing, and his shot was steered aside. Stick hand save by Fuhrer. Trottier with it back of the net. Ryan Trottier slips away from Jackson. Put it out in front. Bossy slapping at it. Trottier goes to the corner for it. Gets away from Jackson again. Centers, but there was Conacher to break up the play. Here's Clark Gillies. To Trottier into the corner to Gillies. Gillies laid it out in front. Trottier had it in his skates, couldn't control it. And Conacher fires it into the center ice area. That's Borrell back for the Islanders. Pass to Bossy, to Trottier. Out of Clark Gillies. Gillies fires it into the corner, but Johnson had stepped in ahead of the play. A break in the action. 4:56 left in the period. The score remains the Islanders 2, the Oilers 2.
The final score, Jigs, Buffalo Sabres defeated Montreal 6-2.
Sabres not only move into sole possession in their division, but they have moved out of that four-way deadlock for third place in the overall league standings. They were tied along with the Islanders. Philadelphia. Here's Brent Sutter shooting it to the corner. Vogelin got the goal to tie it up. Moved it up the right side. Anderson comes over center ice into the Islanders zone. He and Potvin collided heavily. Frank Gilbert to Brent Sutter. Gord Dineen, the hitting more prevalent again. Here's Dineen centering the puck in the Edmonton zone. Gilbert was there, so was Brent Sutter. Neither able to pick it up. Oilers break out. Anderson and Bessier. This is Bessier to Anderson. Bothered from behind by Dineen, and he couldn't get the shot away. Greg Gilbert coughs it up. Huddy's drive. Blotz at the save. The rebound is fired wide. And Potvin is able to clear it out to center ice.
Good exchange. Close goal. The Islanders narrowly coming close to falling behind.
Now Koptigan on the left side went to center, one that hit Langevin. Pokes it back to the net for Gretzky, laid it through in front, and it was tapped wide by Pozar. Gretzky falls, Persson picks up the loose puck, gives it to John Tonelli. Tonelli on left wing across the Edmonton line. It was knocked off his stick by Huddy. Tonelli goes in after it. He and Huddy bumping. Gary Curry pried it loose. Set it around the boards for Pozar. Pozar, Coffey. Coffey comes over the Islander line, working on Langevin. But on the breaks, as you saw, then Persson cut off the pass in front of the net. Persson ties up the man. Goring comes back trying to pick up the puck. It was in Persson's skate. Now goes loose and centered, but there's Tonelli. Tonelli lost it. It's loose again, and Persson falling. Couldn't clear it out. Coffey blasted one wide. Huddy at the right point. Tries a shot that's knocked down by Goring. Goring moved it up the left side. Here's Nystrom. Tonelli moves in on the right wing. Nystrom trying to get a shot. Lost his balance and went to the tumble. On Tonelli. Bob Nystrom. Nystrom and Pozar in a battle for it. Jaroslav Pozar had trouble coming up with the puck. Butch Goring covering up in the Edmonton zone. Goring into John Tonelli. Comes right in on goal. He shoots. He scores!
The gates are left open, and John Tonelli pours through and puts the puck in. A 3-2 lead as Edmonton just opened up wide. There's Goring. To Tonelli, nobody. There's Huddy going after him, but he can't get to him in time. Tonelli slides it in underneath Grant Fuhr, and it's 3-2. Islanders, a lot of sloppy play at both ends of the ice at times, and this time Edmonton pays the price with Tonelli putting it in, his 9th goal of the season, and the Islanders regain a 1-goal lead.
That line back around the 8-minute mark of this period, Eddie, had a great chance. You think of Bob Nystrom in particular, he, Goring, and Tonelli, and there's Johnson testing Fuhr. He looked behind to see where the puck was, but it came back to the point. Trottier a drive. That put off Gregg, and as Jackson picks it up, there'll be a holding penalty against Pat Hughes. Well, it's Hunter, actually, who's going off, not Hughes.
No question, no argument. John Tonelli at 17-15 from Butch Goring has given the Islanders a 3-2 lead. Hunter now in the penalty box for holding. He knew it. Everybody knew it. He went directly to the box. Islanders with a power play opportunity here with 2:27 remaining in the second period. Amazing how the opportunities come for both teams. Look at the shot by Thomas Johnson. Almost fooled Fuhr. Look at the stretch he made. Well out of the net. Grant Fuhr on Thomas Johnson. There's the holding penalty. Hunter grabbing onto the Islander forward.
Trottier, Bossy, and Gillies up front. On defense, Johnson and Potvin, and the Oilers successful in clearing it down the ice. Roland Melanson out of the net. Left it for Thomas Johnson. Islanders took an early 2-0 lead tonight. Edmonton battled back with a goal here in the second period to tie it at 2. The Islanders have taken the lead, and now Trottier failed to put it on Potvin's stick. Johnson hustles back. Gretzky up to forecheck. Johnson gave the puck to Trottier, to Clark Gillies, breaks into the clear. He shoots, and that just went wide. Bossy after the rebound. Mike Bossy into the corner, and off the skates of Kevin Lowe. Messier dumped it into center. Gretzky was moving up quickly, and Potvin has been able to dump it in, but offside, they rule. They're going to bring the face-off back into the Islander zone.
Close call, Jays. Good opportunity for Clark Gillies. Good pass by Trottier. Springs him down the middle of the ice across Edmonton's blue line. There's the pass by Trottier to Clark Gillies. Gillies, the puck bouncing and rolling. He knew he had to get away quick. With Kevin Lowe moving in quickly, Gillies' shot is wide of the target by inches.
Still a minute and 19 seconds left in Hunter's holding penalty. We've had only 5 called in the game thus far, 3 of them here in the middle period. Only 1 power play goal tonight, that by Edmonton. Randy Gregg played it around the boards, right to Bossy. Couldn't set up Gillies, who cut through in front. Here's Trottier with the puck. Trottier waits for Gillies, gave it to Bossy instead. Gillies clogging things up in front. Potvin at the blue line turns. Gillies couldn't make contact with it. This is Johnson in off the left point. Pass to Trottier, back to the left point. That's Clark Gillies, over to Potvin. He shoots. Fuhr the save. The rebound is loose and finally controlled by Gary Curry. Curry flips it high and down into the Islander zone. 44 seconds remaining in the penalty to Hunter. Bossy on the right side goes rink wide with the pass to Trottier. He shoots. It was wide on the right side. Bossy across to Trottier to the point. Johnson a drive. That missed the target. Potvin in off the right point. Got it to Bossy. It rolled off his stick. Trottier recovers. Gave it to Potvin. Moves in deep and centers. Oh, Fuhr just robbed Bossy. Fuhr comes up with another 10-bell save.
Beautiful stop, Jiggs. Good puck handling by the Islanders this time. Dennis Potvin sees Bossy standing in front of Grant Fuhr. Here he is here. There's Potvin to Bossy, and Fuhr takes it off his stick. Good stop by Grant Fuhr. 23 seconds still remaining in the penalty to Hunter as Dennis Potvin's shot, half pass to Bossy in front of Fuhr. It's taken away from the Islanders. Another good save by Grant Fuhr.
50 seconds remaining in the second period. Brent Sutter at center ice. Dwayne shifted over to the left side with Bob Bourne on the right. Potvin and Persson at the points. Dwayne Sutter got it back to Potvin. His drive through a screen. Fuhr covers up on that. The Islanders testing Fuhr, winning those face-offs at the Edmonton end of the ice now. They're out shooting the Oilers 25-19. More importantly, 18 seconds left in this power play.
There's the draw back to Potvin. Here's the shot. Fuhr gets a piece of it. The rebound lays well out in front of him. There he is diving out after it. Good coverage by Edmonton defenseman on the shot by Dennis Potvin.
Now on this draw, the Oilers come up with a puck but shot it into the Islander players' bench.
New Jersey Devils 4-0. They lead in the third period over Detroit. And Hartford has defeated Philadelphia 6-5. How about those Hartford Whalers?
That was in Philadelphia too, was it not?
Players have to wear long pants on both those teams also. So they have to wear short pants. They give up the long ones.
42 seconds remaining in the second period here at Edmonton. The Islanders leading by a score of 3-2. 15 seconds left on this power play. The Oilers got the draw, and Coffey has cleared it the length of the ice. Potvin and Persson together on the points. Danny Potvin handling the puck for the Islanders. Went to the right side for Persson. Across to Dwayne Sutter. Comes over the Edmonton line with a pass for Brent. Back to Dwayne. It's grabbed by Fuhr. And the teams are at six's side. It's Fuhr hung right there. The Islanders trying to get the hat trick for Dwayne Sutter on that play.
Good concentration by Grant Fuhr, Jiggs. As that shot came through, it was high. But Dwayne Sutter, cruising in front, was waving his stick at the puck right in front of Fuhr. Didn't distract him. He had his eyes glued on it. His concentration was on the puck. He made the catch and held on.
Now Al Auerbach has sent Goring to center ice. Nystrom and Tonelli on the wings. They interchanged. Tonelli shifting over to the right. Edmonton came up with the draw. Charlie Huddy back of the net. Went to the left side for Coffey. Coffey being bothered by Tonelli as they come over the line. Coffey managed to control the puck. Goes back of the net. Centered it right out in front. Butch Goring was there. Goring banks it off the glass into center ice. Charlie Huddy back quickly. Gave it to Paul Coffey. Coffey overled Curry on the right side, and there's the siren ending period number 2. Each team gets a goal. Edmonton got the first one to tie it up, and John Tonelli put the Islanders in front. At the end of 2 periods here at the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, the score, New York Islanders 3, the Edmonton Oilers 2. We'll be back with a recap of the second period action following these messages. We're live at the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton. At the end of the 2 periods, you see the score. The New York Islanders 3 and the Edmonton Oilers 2. Shots on goal in the second period by the Islanders 13 for a game total of 26 to this point. For Edmonton, 19 shots on goal in the middle period. They now have a total of 19. Edmonton tied up the hockey game at the 5:01 mark when Fogelin scored his 3rd goal of the season. Messier assisting. Messier getting the draw back to Fogelin for a long shot from the blue line, and we were tied 2-2. The Islanders killed off the penalty for having had too many men on the ice, and then John Tonelli from Butch Goring at 17:15 has put the Islanders back on top. Tonelli getting his 9th goal of the year, and the Islanders are up by 1. It could have been more, I think, of the chance that Mike Bossy had late in the period at Westfall, and a couple of other opportunities in the period as well. This game is typical, though, seesaw. First one team dominates, then the other.
No question about it, Jiggs, and if there was ever a time when coaches should be listened to, so often they say, shoot the puck at the net. Fogelin had no idea at all that that puck was going to be in. That's a shot that he took that would be more for somebody to tip in or just get it on the net and try and get a rebound. But again, it proves the fact if you put it on the net, you never know. And Roland Melanson did not see it. Some pretty good work by Edmonton. They played a little different period in the second period. They seemed to come on strong in the early part of the second period, and then after a couple of penalties, the Islanders seemed to take over again. But early in the period, Messier hit the goalpost with a backhand shot. That can change things around if that puck was in the net for the Islanders, because then they'd have them backing up. The Edmonton Oilers like to have teams backing up because then they can really throw that awesome firepower of theirs at them. But the Islanders held their ground. They got some good saves from Roland Melanson. Then they slowly started to take the play back again. So as you're pointing out, it's quite a seesaw battle and a good one. I think the game's turning out to be a pretty good hockey game for everybody that's from the players through the fans, everybody watching. I'm a little surprised at some of the sloppiness still, though, of the Islanders in their own end of the ice. If they continue to do that, although Roland Melanson has been known, particularly from Philadelphia's 51-shot barrage, that he can handle a lot of work. But a lot of sharpshooters on Edmonton. The Islanders now are probably trying to talk over about the fact that do not want to give them that kind of opportunities in this third period.
One underlying factor here, to me, it appears that Wayne Gretzky is not the dominant force in this game as you might expect him to be.
Well, they're taking the ice away from them. They're doing it the right way, too. They're not sending one man after him. They just put a line out there, and they're very aware of the fact that he's out there, so they take away his wingers, and he really has to then stick handle through the whole team, and he's not going to do that against the Islanders. Not most of the time. So I'm sure the Islanders' game plan for him is just that. Just be aware of that when he's on the ice, take away some of the best ice, some of the ice he likes, and cover his wingers.
At the end of two periods, the Islanders are leading Edmonton 3-2, and when we return, my guest will be the parents of 6 National Hockey League players, the Sutters. We'll be back right after these messages. Jakes McDonald back at the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, where our score is the Islanders 3, the Oilers 2 after 2 periods. And my guest, the folks who have their own hockey team. This is Grace and Lou Sutter, as you know them, the parents of Brent and Dwayne, and as they would like to refer to it, parents also of Rich and Ron in Philadelphia, Brian in St. Louis, and Daryl in Chicago. And there's one other. There's Gary at home. I got to first of all ask you about this hockey game. I know that the smiles would have been big at the end of the first period, Grace, especially because this is where Dwayne likes to score for you.
I guess so. I love him to score for me, too.
He told me this afternoon that, in fact, he showed me a picture from your scrapbook of promising you a goal when he was a junior player in this building. Tell me about that.
Oh, he said, Mom, it's my ambition to play my first game in the Coliseum and score my first goal. And he did.
That was with Lethbridge?
No, Red Deer Rustlers. It was a tournament that they were playing here.
Okay. And since then, of course, you've seen him come back and score some more goals and have his Islander team come in here and take away what Edmonton thought was their Stanley Cup last year. Going back to Viking, and I remember the banners here. Viking loves the Oilers. Sutters move. Who put up that banner?
I don't know.
Are the folks in Viking all Oiler fans, Lou?
Not really necessarily, no. Mainly, I'd say, yeah. But they're good to the boys, too, I think. Yeah, they're fair to them.
Let's talk about these Sutter boys. When they all get home in the summer months, who is the dominating individual? Brent, Dwayne, Daryl, Brian? Who's in charge of those guys?
Dwayne is the rascal.
That we respect. Yeah, Dwayne is definitely the rascal, but is he the leader?
Yeah, him and Brian, I suppose.
When they were all growing up, playing in the hayloft, as they tell me, who was the goaltender?
Probably the twins. They're the young smallest.
But the little guys in the net. Of course, the first to be drafted was Brian, and then Daryl drafted by Chicago. Thoughts obviously had to be going through your mind at that time. There's some more talent coming. Growing up, who did you feel was the better of the brothers, or was there one that stood out head and shoulders over the others as individual talent, Lou?
As a junior, probably Brent. Yeah, Brent, I'd say, was the best all-around player. Brian always was a team leader type of guy, you know.
Who was the best around the house when it came to helping Mom? None of them.
Daryl he made a lot of lunches with me. Gary got so that he could cook just as good as I could almost. But Daryl made a lot of lunches. Worked in the garden. Daryl did. That was his favorite pastime. Not his favorite pastime, but he had to have a garden, and he always helped there.
Have you ever kept track of the number of miles or maybe the number of dollars that it has taken to provide hockey at every level for these 6 boys?
Oh, we roughly put, no, $5 6,000 miles a year. Just put it on a car or a truck or whatever.
What do you think the family would have been like had there been a girl or two in there instead of some boys? Would the intensity still be there, do you think, in these hockey players that we know?
Oh, I don't know. I never had a girl to know.
But there are some girls on your side of the family, I understand, but not on Lou's.
Oh, yeah, he's got lots of sisters.
Who do you cheer for? I have to find out this now. When the Islanders and the Flyers are playing, who's Mom cheering for?
Praying for lots of ties.
Oh, tie all the time.
Tie only in those games. Same thing with Chicago and the Islanders.
Even if it's not very nice to say, it was good to have the Islanders tie St. Louis last Sunday night, or Saturday night. I was glad.
Is there a favorite, or is that unfair?
No.
No favorites?
No.
Just so long as they all come home in the summer and get the chores done. Lou, I really appreciate you and Grace coming by, and I know the fans back in New York who are in love with the two Sutter brothers now had an opportunity to meet Mom and Dad, and we appreciate your taking the time to visit with us tonight. And hopefully we'll see Brent put the puck here and complete quite a busy week for you two. The Islanders are leading by a score of 3-2 here at the Northland.
Get ready for that third period here. Should be a pretty good one. The offense of the Edmonton Oilers against the defense of the New York Islanders.
Trottier is at center ice, Bossy on the right wing, Gillies on the left side with Potvin and Dineen at the points. Puck shot in around the boards by Conacher. Melanson left it. Dineen to Trottier, was checked immediately by Lowe, came in off the blue line. Now the puck loose for Gord Dineen. Dineen gave it to Potvin. Back to Dineen as he comes up this right side. It came off his stick. Dineen ran into Hunter, who was there to play the puck. Gordy Dineen showing some good ability, and here's Bossy to Gillies, who was in his skates. Bossy recovers. His backhander, it's underneath the goaltender, and he's been able to smother it.
Close call. The Islanders move in quick. Gord Dineen has got stronger with each shift he's played. For the Islanders, good check on Hunter. He knocked him down. Islanders regain possession of the puck. Gillies comes close to putting it in. Edmonton having trouble in their own end of the ice. Saw that through the first two periods. Continues here in the third.
34 seconds gone by in period number 3. Ryan Trottier facing off against Conacher. Came back to Bossy, to Persson. Person's shot went bouncing off Hunter. Trottier picks it up, laid it out in front. Gillies' drive is blocked. Bossy shot it wide. 2 cracks at it. The Islanders couldn't get anything by Grant Pure, and out come the Edmonton Oilers. Hunter picks up the pass from Hughes. His shot blocked by Melanson. Loose puck and cleared at the last second. Mark Gillies has it on left wing. Gillies to Bossy, and that was broken up by Randy Gregg. Dr. Gregg played it in on the right wing. Langevin across to Stefan Persson. Persson gives it right back to Langevin. Got it around the boards into the Edmonton zone. Pure cuts it off back of the net. Oilers try to come out quickly, and they do. Gretzky on the left side. Pass right onto the stick of Bozard. Jaroslav Bozard tumbled into the corner, then got knocked down by Thomas Janssen. There's Brent Sutter with the puck. Played it up the right side out of the reach of Dwayne Sutter. No icing as Coffey is back for Edmonton. So Paul Coffey plays it off the boards. Janssen out at center had trouble finding a handle on it. Here's Kenny Morrow. Morrow's pass in and out of the skates of Gretzky. Now he brings it over the line with a shot. Melanson the save. It's picked up by Thomas Janssen. Bourne relays it up to the Islanders. Breakout 2-on-1. Brent Sutter over the line. Gave it to Dwayne. Dwayne a drive. Good stop there by Pure and a long look at it. Meantime, the Oilers come back. Curry on right wing to Gretzky, and his shot is a stick saved by Melanson. Kenny Morrow takes the puck to the corner. Left it around the boards for Thomas Janssen. Janssen slaps it down the ice. The Islanders just ice it to get some pressure off. A break in the action with 17:43 left in the game, and the score, the Islanders 3, the Oilers 2.
One of the complete hockey players. There's another one, Brian Trottier. We were also looking at Mark Messier. A couple of shots by Gretzky in just the last shift, Jigs. Shows you that Gretzky doesn't have that long range like a Bossy or a Messier to shoot the puck from 25 and 30 feet.
No, he doesn't. The Islanders have Butch Goring out with Tonelli and Nystrom now as Anderson rounded the Edmonton net and comes down the right side, cutting to the left and center. The pass to Linsman came back to Messier and was offside when he brought it over the blue line.
You see the Edmonton team, they'll time and again drop pucks to Wayne Gretzky. Gretzky will let the shot go from just inside the blue line. Goaltenders do not have any trouble with that kind of a shot, which Goring has done well on the faceoffs again tonight. Set up Bob Nystrom in the second period. Nystrom just hesitated a half a second before pulling the trigger. Grant Fuhr made a good save off him.
The Islanders without Wayne Merrick, Matt Saline, Gord Lane, Billy Smith not dressed tonight. Kelly Rudy is the backup goaltender. It's the same lineup except for the goaltender. They iced in Calgary on Thursday, and there's Nystrom shooting one wide. Tonelli in, couldn't pick up the puck. Kevin Lowe for the Oilers cleared it into center ice. Potvin covered up there and shot it right back into the Edmonton zone. Again, the fans thought it was offside. Anderson over on right wing, checked by Goring. Goring slapping at the puck. Now Tonelli knocks it down. Messier drops it back for Kevin Lowe. Lowe goes to Messier on the left side, out to Anderson. Anderson over the Islander line with a drive off the right arm of Melanson. Linsman centers one that's cleared aside. Picked up by Kaller as he went back to the net. Kaller trying to come out on the right wing, checked at the blue line. Puck ends up in the stick of Stefan Persson, then across to Dave Langevin. Gretzky is back out there for Edmonton as Persson and Langevin move it back and forth. Dave Langevin, formerly an Edmonton Oiler himself, has shot it wide of the Edmonton goal. It comes off the boards for Billy Carroll. Carroll played it in and around behind the net. Kaller gets checked there. Bozar on the left side. Taken down by Billy Carroll. The puck loose in the corner. They try to feed it to Gretzky. Gretzky dumps it around behind the net for Randy Gregg. Gregg trying the right side out to center. This is Gretzky into the Islander zone. Gretzky, a centering attempt for Bozar. Bozar to the corner for Gretzky. Gretzky to Curry. A shot right on. Melanson the save, and Persson feeds it up left wing. Out into center ice off Bozar's stick. Ian Jackson playing it back and forth. Out of Gretzky. Right side to Yari Curry. Curry a big slap shot. That was wide on the glove side of Melanson, who reached for it and missed. Stefan Persson goes to the left wing with a pass to Gillies. Knocks it away from Huddy. Bossy can't pick it up. And a hand pass is being called with 15:21 left in the third period. The scores: the New York Islanders 3, the Edmonton Oilers 2.
Gary Curry got an opportunity a moment ago. Gretzky, nice little flip pass to him. Curry shot it right away. Roland Melanson standing in there, making the save.
Now Coffey flips it into the Islander zone. Thomas Johnson goes back for it. Round to the left wing. Gillies missed it. Here's Huddy at the blue line. His shot through a screen is grabbed by Melanson.
Close call. It's a shot partially screened. Roland Melanson gets his catching mitt on it. You can see him move quickly just at the last second. Gives you an idea of the good reflexes of Roland Melanson as he grabbed the puck. Let's take a look. Gillies can't handle it. There's the shot by Charlie Huddy. Partially screened. Look at Roland Melanson as he grabbed it in. Saw it at the last second and made a quick move on it.
Trottier on this face-off. Knocked the puck to the left wing boards. Thomas Johnson flipped it up in the air and went off Charlie Huddy and into the crowd. We have 15 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the third period. Bob Bourne, who thought he had an assist on Dwayne Sutter's goal back in the first period, at least that's the way it was announced, had 2 goals and 3 assists in the last 4 games. Denny Potvin has had 7 points in the last 3 games. Neither have figured in the scoring here tonight. Dwayne Sutter with a pair of goals. Trottier the only assist. Tonelli's goal set up by Goring. Close call in the Islander end of the ice. Gillies unable to knock it out of there. Thomas Johnson with it back of the net. Johnson right side to Bossy. Bossy comes off the boards to recover the puck. Gives it to Trottier, and he shoots it in around the boards. Gillies trying to step around Hughes. Bossy got knocked down by Lumley. Johnson works it back of the net. There's Brian Trottier. He and Coffey tie up one another. The puck went to Clark Gillies. Lumley and Gillies in a battle for it. Lumley moved it up the right wing. Now out into center ice. It'll be taken by Hunter. Dave Hunter dropped it to Coffey. Stolen. Here's Bossy coming right in. Shoots. Oh, what a save by Fuhr. Oh, there's the save of the game, maybe of the season.
He did it all. Let's take a look. Good check right here. Kenny Morrow to Bossy. He's all alone. And Bossy goes for the lower left-hand corner. Grant Fuhr picks it off, and he made it look easy. Let's take a look. There goes Mike Bossy as he streaks to the net. There's a shot that's beaten so many goaltenders so many times, but not Grant Fuhr. Good play here by Kenny Morrow up the ice, laying a check on the defense. Coffey is checked. Puck goes to Bossy, and his low drive is picked off by Grant Fuhr. Good stop, the save of the game. You said it right, Jigs.
Now the puck comes back to Dineen. A pad save by Grant Fuhr. Fuhr just 21 years of age and already a veteran in the National Hockey League. The Oilers, trailing 3-2, moved the puck to center ice. Dineen was there, gave it to Potvin. Missed Bourne with the pass, but it was right on target, so Fuhr cleared it aside for Lowe. Edmonton trying to come out in the right wing. Linsman carries the puck over center ice into the Islanders' zone. Drop pass broken up by Dwayne Sutter. Gave it to Bourne. Bob Bourne flipped it into the center ice area. Messier clears it back inside the Edmonton line. Now low to Linsman. He was checked by Brent Sutter. To Gord Dineen. Dineen, neat play, gets it over to Potvin. Up to Brent Sutter across the Edmonton line. Brent Sutter sidesteps a check. Winds up for a drive. Fuhr way up to make the save. It caught him up high again. But he was 20 feet outside the goal crease making the save. A break in the action with the score. The Islanders 3, the Oilers 2.
Islanders finding some gaping holes in the defense of the Edmonton Oilers. That time Brent Sutter could have walked all the way to the net. Fuhr came all the way out so he wouldn't have to. Fuhr made the save.
Now here's Tonelli coming out of the corner in the Edmonton zone. Back to Persson from the point. Is shot right on. And again, Fuhr able to make the save. This is Curry into the Islanders zone with a big slap shot. Melanson got a piece of that. Langevin fed it up left wing for John Tonelli. He and Goring move over center ice into the Edmonton zone. The pass to Nystrom. Kozar had him tied in a knot. Randy Gregg put it right on Tonelli's stick. John Tonelli unable to recover the puck. Kozar to the Islander line. Big slap shot again. This one off Persson and ends up in the seats.
Pretty good match between the checking of the Islanders, the offensive threat of the Edmonton Oilers. Islanders are taking it away from them here in the third period. The Edmonton team cannot generate the offense that's made them the highest scoring team in the National Hockey League year after year. One of the sharpshooters, number 10, Yaroslav Huzar.
Last season, the Islanders won all 3 regular season games. They outshot Edmonton 103-85 in those games. Each team had 3 power play goals, and those chances pretty much even. The Islanders had 13 chances. Edmonton had 14. The Islanders outscored them overall 14-8. Goring around the boards for John Tonelli. Couldn't get a stick on it. Huddy's long shot blocked by Goring. Up quickly for Tonelli. He's over the line with Nystrom on the right wing. Coffey handling the puck. Handed it right back to the point. Here's Thomas Johnson. He shoots. He scores! Tommy Johnson.
Loose play by Edmonton. Thomas Janssen takes the opportunity and blows it by Grant Fuhr. Coffey had the puck and lost it. Let's take a look. There's Coffey. Had the puck. Where'd it go? It was right there. He just backhanded it away. Butch Goring missed it. Thomas Johnson didn't. He walks in and just blew it by Grant Fuhr. Had very little room to put it in. But there, look at the head up. Perfect shot by Thomas Johnson right into the lower right-hand corner. And it's a 2-goal lead for the Islanders, 4-2. Thomas Johnson scoring early in the third period.
Unassisted goal. Johnson's 5th of the year, coming at 7:45. So it's 4-2 in favor of the Islanders. Lumley with the puck for Edmonton. Gave it to Dave Hunter. It was pushed off the puck by Dineen. But Hughes came back to pick it up. Now Fogelin fires one in from center ice. Johnson lets it go to the far corner. Hughes went in after it. It's played around to the right wing for Anders Kaller. Kaller dumped it outside the line. Picks it up himself. Put it right on the stick of Greg Gilbert. Gilbert dropped it to the point for Carroll, but they ruled it was offside.
Take another look at the goal by Thomas Johnson. We talked about the mistakes in each team's end of the ice. Look at Paul Coffey. Has it, lost it. Bob Nystrom exerts some pressure. Butch Goring had an opportunity. It jumped over his stick. And look at Thomas Johnson. He goes in, head up. Never once did he look down at the puck and just drilled it past Grant Fuhr. Big goal for the Islanders. Gives them a 2-goal lead. and they have Edmonton backing up, as they have from the beginning of the third period, and we're not quite halfway through it.
Puck was up in the air, came down at the stick of Pearson, and then was shot into the Edmonton zone offside. Well, the Oilers made 2 visits to the Nassau Coliseum, Tuesday, December 13th, and again on Tuesday, February 7th, which reminds me the tickets are available for most, if not all, of the Islander home games. Check at the Nassau Coliseum on the day of the game, even the night of the game. You're oftentimes able to walk up and buy a ticket to see the Islanders at home. 4-2, they're leading Edmonton here at the Northlands Coliseum. Edmonton has not lost at home this year, 10-0-2. A year ago, they had 25 wins, 9 losses, and 6 ties on home ice, and the Islanders have just been charged with having iced the puck. 11 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the third period. Roland Melanson in his last 21 starts, a record of 10-8-2. More importantly, in his last 7 outings, has allowed only 16 goals. 2.25 goals against average in that stretch, and he has brought his personal season goals average down to 3.60.
Couple of final scores. The Rangers defeated Minnesota 6-4. New Jersey Devils defeated Detroit 6-0. LA has now taken Mike McEwen his second goal of the game. LA leads Winnipeg 5-4.
New Jersey used both Glenn Resch and Ron Lowe in their shutout of Detroit tonight, we're told. There's Jackson backhanding the puck wide of Roland Melanson. Bossy around the boards. Johnson goes to the left side for Bob Bourne. Now to Trottier. Trottier carries it into the Edmonton territory. Drew quite a crowd. Managed to get away from them in control of the puck again at center ice. This time he shoots it in. Comes around to the left wing. Mark Messier. Gillies got a piece of him. Trottier can't pick up the puck in the center ice area. Gillies did. And Gillies, well, they're going to call a penalty. Brian Trottier goes off. Tripping penalty. A break in the action with the score. The Islanders 4, the Oilers 2.
Penalty to Brian Trottier. Good opportunity here now for the Edmonton Oilers.
This their 4th power play of the night. Morrow just broke up that play. Gave the puck to Goring as he comes over center ice into the Edmonton zone. Has Billy Carroll with him. Goring turning, lugs it out into the center ice zone again. Gets knocked down, and Huddy will go to the penalty box. 2 minutes for a holding on Huddy. Nullifies the Edmonton power play. That wouldn't satisfy Coach Westphal, would it?
Not even a little bit, and it shouldn't satisfy Charlie Huddy either. Butch Goring, and this is at center ice, something that has to be considered. There's the original hook on Goring. Charlie Huddy reaches out, gets a hold of him with the left arm, then reaches out with the right arm. Goring goes down. He did the right thing. He was close to the ice. Go down, take a chance. Huddy goes to the penalty box. A holding penalty nullifies Edmonton's opportunity on the power play. Center ice, never a crucial spot to be getting a penalty, particularly when your team is on a power play.
Al Arbor has sent out Brett Sutter, Bob Bourne, Kenny Morrow, and Thomas Janssen. That's Morrow in front of his own net, just cleared it away from Curry. A rule that Edmonton could have played the puck at center ice. The fans disagree, but Coffey had to go back for it. Paul Coffey banks it off the boards. Yes, the Islanders had a chance to play it too. Well, that evens it up.
Well, that stopped all the booing anyway. It's called one against the Edmonton Oilers and then one against the Islanders.
So the Islanders start out. Thomas Janssen trying to get away from the forechecking of Jari Kurri. Gave the puck to Morrow. Morrow now to Brent Sutter. Back to Janssen. Janssen gets away from Curry's check. Comes up the right wing. Chased now by Gretzky. Janssen to Bourne, and he couldn't handle it. He got into the clear, but couldn't pick up the puck again. There's Jari Kurri to Coffey. With off his skates, he and Gretzky get over the line. Coffey in control of the puck. Knocked down by Brent Sutter. No penalty, and the fans are really booing. Here's Greg Gilbert coming in with a drive. That missed the target. Gilbert chasing his own rebound. Lays it back to the point to Pearson. Played it to the open wing. Nobody there for the Islanders. Wayne Gretzky comes down the right side into the New York Islanders zone. Number 99 to Kurri, who fanned on the shot. Stephen Pearson taken to the boards. Brent Sutter pried the puck away from Kurri. Brent Sutter to Langevin. Back to Brent Sutter on right wing. Cutting it on goal. He shoots. Fuhr the save. The rebound. It's underneath Fuhr. Langevin cut in. Couldn't get anything on the puck on the backhand, and Fuhr snagged it and held on.
Close call. The Islanders right back quickly. They took the puck away from Gretzky. Here they come. Brent Sutter walks straight in. Got the shot away. Fuhr, good stop. Look at Dave Langevin on the rebound. He tried to get it up in the air. He had the whole top of the net, but he couldn't get the puck up. His weight was going away from the puck. This is Brent Sutter as he went screaming across the line. Gretzky trying to hold him back. Sutter showing some strength as he got the shot away. Dave Langevin, there's the backhand attempt. Couldn't get it up. Shot it right into the goaltender, Grant Fuhr.
15 seconds remaining in Trottier's tripping penalty. 30-some, make it 32 seconds left in Honey's holding penalty. Langevin pinching in off the left point has dumped the puck behind the Edmonton net, and that's Lowe giving it to Anderson. Then Anderson winds up, burst of speed, but he overled Messier, and Trottier picked up the puck just as he stepped out of the penalty box. Into the Edmonton zone, a pass to Tonelli. Couldn't get around Fogelin, and he's cleared it down the ice. 5 seconds remaining in Huddy's penalty, and then the teams will be at 6's side. Here's Gord Dineen handling the puck. Gave it to Nystrom. To Goring on right wing. Goring lost it. Messier comes over the blue line. Messier put on the brakes. Nystrom broke up his pass, and Goring has sent Tonelli down the left side. He works on Lowe. John Tonelli spinning and turning. The shot went off Lowe. There's Goring, wrestled to the ice by Fogelin. The puck comes out in front of the Edmonton goal, and they move it to the left wing side for Mark Messier. Messier cutting to the right. Deep pass to Lowe. Cuts right in on goal. Oh, and he slid one across the goal mouth. Kevin Lowe centers it. Gord Dineen tied up by Messier. Puck went to the corner. Potvin and Messier collide. Goring comes over. Played it off the boards and up to Bob Nystrom. 7.5 minutes remaining in the third period. Dineen has dumped it into the Edmonton zone. York cleared it aside for Lowe. Lowe off the boards. Trottier for the Islanders with help from Nystrom, and they've dumped it in on a delayed offside. Kevin Lowe turned, played it back deeper. There's still no whistle, and now it sounds. So on the delayed offside, the whistle finally after it had been played back. A break in the action with 7:15 left in the third period, and our scores. The Islanders 4, the Oilers 2. Trottier centering for Gillies and Bossy on this Islander forward line. Morrow and Janssen on defense. That's Janssen breaking up the Edmonton play. The pass to Gillies on the left wing. Shot it around behind the Edmonton goal. Trottier went into forecheck. Bossy came in, couldn't pick up the puck cleanly. Dave Lumley turned right in his own goal crease. Now plays it to center ice for Hunter. Left side to Jackson. Jackson checked by Morrow. They go to the boards together. Hunter and Trottier battle for it. Morrow is there as well as dug it loose. Kenny Morrow up the right side for Bossy. Back in deeper to Morrow, who gets checked by Hunter. Trottier plays it to Janssen, and the Islanders come out on the left side. A breaking pass. Bossy couldn't knock it out of the air. Did make contact with it, and Fuhr has fired it around to the right wing boards. The Islanders completing player changes. The Oilers come over the center ice stripe. Hughes shot it into the Islanders zone. Back goes Dave Langevin. 6 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the third period. The Islanders are up 4-2 over the Edmonton Oilers. Lindstrom stole the puck, couldn't get out in front of the net, however, and Brent Sutter banks one off the boards. That's going all the way down into the Edmonton zone, rolling on edge, and we'll get an icing call as a result.
Edmonton can't get their offense generated. The reason they can't, the Islanders are checking them so closely. Islanders picking up the on-rushing Edmonton forwards in the center ice area, taking them all the way back. Islanders again winning on the little battles along the boards, coming up with the puck time, and again, Edmonton can't gain control of it in the Islanders' end. Therefore, no good attempts, no good shots at Roland Melanson. Although a little while ago, Kevin Lowe, the defenseman, broke in. Gord Dineen, again, he's played a good game for the Islanders. The young defenseman up getting another test. Got enough of Lowe as Lowe tried to get around outside the goaltender, Roland Melanson.
The Islanders up 4-2, starting out at their own end of the ice. Dwayne Sutter has the puck, comes over the line, a pass to Bourne. In deep is drive, and that one high and wide. Gretzky on this left side for Edmonton, fed it to Coffey. Ball Coffey into the Islanders zone. A shot went off Langevin, ended up back of the net, and Melanson cleared it to the corner. Brent Sutter tied up there with Lindstrom, and they have frozen it for yet another face-off.
Islanders get another 2-on-1, Jigs. Each time that Coffey's on the ice, the Islanders know it. They take advantage of him. He's so offensive-minded. Up the ice he goes. The Islanders steal it. and get a chance at the net. Here's the quick breakout. Coffey is caught. Away comes Dwayne Sutter. There's a 2-on-1. Charlie Huddy is the only player back. Bourne tried to go high, tried to get in over the right shoulder, just missing the mark with his quick wrist shot. Pointed out, Coffey caught up the ice, trying to steal a pass, taking a chance, gambling a little bit at the Islanders' blue line, although he has to now with 5 minutes and 32 seconds remaining here in the third period, and his team trailing by 2, he has to gamble a little bit. But I noticed in the first and second period, he was the player caught most of the time when the Islanders got 2-on-1 breaks.
Now Messier is taking this face-off, got the draw, and has cleared it all the way down into his own end of the ice. Ryan Trottier is replaced by Greg Gilbert, so the forward line is Billy Carroll, who has just stolen the puck in the Edmonton zone. Dean rifled one wide. Potvin in off the left point. Centered it out in front. Gilbert was there but couldn't make contact with the pass. And that's Mark Messier playing it to the right wing side off the boards instead, and Potvin has it at center right. Potvin hit Billy Carroll with the pass. Caller has dumped it in deep. Dior around the boards. It comes to Anderson. Anderson tripped up by Greg Gilbert. There's an Islander penalty to be called on the play. Edmonton in control of the puck, and Messier's shot hit Potvin, and as he plays it down, the whistle sounds. Greg Gilbert will go to the box, setting up an Edmonton power play. A break in the action with our score. The Islanders 4, the Oilers 2.
Penalty to the Islanders. Greg Gilbert gets a slashing penalty. Edmonton get another power play.
If they're to get back into it, they're going to have to use this power play, but Coffey's shot was just grabbed by Melanson, who started back in the net, held on to it. We have 4 minutes and 44 seconds left. Gilbert is sitting out a hooking penalty called at 15:09 as you look at Roland Melanson in the Islander net.
A lot rests on Roland Melanson now with the power play. You have to know that Edmonton are going to get some shots at him. The Islanders are going to try and keep them from bad angles if they can. They're going to try and eliminate the ice in front of the goaltender. Edmonton generally gets some shots on a power play.
They had four men up deep at least for that face-off with Gretzky, the lone man, back. Puck came to Gretzky finally. Wayne Gretzky comes in deep, goes to make the play, and Morrow reached out and poke-checked it away from him.
The long reach of Kenny Morrow comes into play, taking it away from Wayne Gretzky. Down the ice with it. Brian Trottier had a chance to get it out, and he was checked from behind by Gretzky.
Now the Oilers start out with the man advantage. Messier's shot knocked down with a high stick at the line. Goring picks it up. Whistle sounds, and they'll face off inside the Islander territory. 1 minute, 23 seconds left in the penalty to Gilbert. Tuesday night, we're with you again on WOR, beginning at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. The Islanders and the Vancouver Canucks. Then the following night, the Islanders and the Los Angeles Kings. 10:30 Eastern Time. And next Saturday from Minnesota, the Islanders and the North Stars at 8:30.
Big part of this kill, Jigs, because if the Islanders can kill off the penalty, there'll be under 3 minutes remaining in the hockey game when Gilbert gets out of the box. That's not much time even for Edmonton to get 2 goals to tie up the Islanders.
Now they come over the line. Curry handling the puck, gave it to Wayne Gretzky. Gretzky peels off the board, centers. There's Huddy in deep, couldn't make the play. Charlie Huddy around to Gretzky, out in front, slipped it through the goal mouth. Oh, and Lumley was too well covered. Anders Kaller has cleared it down the ice. Potvin wrapped up Lumley. And the Oilers start out. Gretzky shaken up a little.
Kenny Morrow knocked him to the ice hard, Jakes, as Gretzky came out from the side of the net to make the play.
Meantime, Langevin has shot it around the boards. Gretzky couldn't get a stick on it. And it goes all the way back into the Edmonton zone. 36 seconds left in Gilbert's penalty. Coffey in the center ice zone. Passed it behind Lumley, and Billy Carroll forces the Edmonton Oilers back.
Coffey having his problems again, this time on the power play.
Here's Charlie Huddy winding up. The pass went to Gretzky. Gretzky over the line. Goring got right to him. Here's Huddy with a shot that was wide. Bounced out in front of the net. Goring has it for the Islanders. Butch Goring lugs it down the left side across the Edmonton line. Goring holding on to the puck, twisting and turning with it. Killed off some precious moments of the penalty to Gilbert. Now with help from Billy Carroll, but they get a whistle on an offside.
An offside they don't mind, Jakes. It's at Edmonton's blue line. They've been out there for a while, probably looking for a rest. Goring a little upset with himself. You see him shaking his head. The reason is that he had possession of the puck. He wanted to give it back to the defenseman. His defensemen so they could keep the play going, keep the puck down in Edmonton's end of the ice, or at least no further back than center ice. He lost possession of it, gets a little upset with himself. That's the Islanders' way. They wanted to kill off the rest of this penalty. 2 seconds remaining in Gilbert's slashing penalty. Roland Melanson has not had a difficult shot through this whole 2 minutes.
Now Gilbert is back on, and he has tipped the puck into the Edmonton zone. York cut it off for Lowe. We have 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the third period. The Islanders up by a pair of goals. Messier on a break, but it was across 2 lines. Two-line pass results in the face-off inside the Edmonton territory on that offside play.
I should take this opportunity, Jigs, to tell you and everybody that this copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the New York Islanders, is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the New York Islanders is prohibited.
Just about as fast as you came down the slopes the last couple of days.
Oh, it paid the price, got the sore body, but it was a lot of fun.
2:38 remaining in the third period. I'm Jakes McDonald with Ed Westfall here at the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton as Gillies has shot it off the boards. York cuts it off back of the net. It's Randy Gregg with it now for Edmonton. Kenny Morrow came over to run into Anderson, and the puck is loose at center.
Islanders take the ice away from Edmonton again at center ice. They do not let them get their offense generated.
Bossy, Trottier in the Edmonton zone. The pass across to Gillies on left wing. A drive rippled the side of the net. Mike Bossy pokes it into the corner. Randy Gregg lost it to Trottier. Tried to center one. Bossy picks it up. Bossy back to Morrow. He was too well covered. Mark Messier for Edmonton. Into center ice with 2 minutes remaining. Across the Islander line. Gretzky stepped in ahead of Messier. Thus Edmonton is offside.
A little too anxious. Messier trying to control the puck. The Islander defense are standing up, forcing him to go wide. Gretzky was the guilty party. He tried to get across the blue line, tried to get the puck, created the offside. Bottled them up in the center ice area. Of course, that's what the Islanders did in the playoffs last year in the spring. 4 straight games. They beat Edmonton for the Stanley Cup. Here tonight, they bottled them up again.
And a lot of the faithful here at the Northlands Coliseum headed for the exits with 1 minute and 45 seconds left. The Islanders up 4-2. Langevin with the puck at his own blue line. Out to center. Miss Brent Sutter. Coffey peels back for Edmonton. Tried the right wing boards with a pass to Curry. Now to Gretzky. Gretzky works to the left side. Tried to feed Pozar, and that was blocked by Brent Sutter. The line, but not out. Gretzky picks it up in the corner. Grounds the net. Centered. Brent Sutter was there. Brent Sutter sends Dwayne out of the right side. Wayne Sutter has scored twice tonight. His pass was intercepted. Curry comes over the line. Curry holding on to the puck. Got in around Persson. Handled it once too often. It was checked by Brent Sutter. Wayne Sutter being grabbed by Gretzky as the puck came to the Edmonton blue line. 1 minute and 3 seconds remaining in the third period. All Coffey played it to Curry. Curry comes over the Islander line. Was checked by Bob Nystrom, and Tonelli comes down the left wing. John Tonelli. Nystrom. Pass was broken up. Nystrom goes to the corner boards, picks up the puck. Bob Nystrom checked at the blue line. Now Gretzky can't get away from Morrow. Here's Lowe. Sends Gregg over the Islander line. Randy Gregg had it knocked off his stick, and Kenny Morrow plays it down the boards into the Edmonton zone. Half a minute to play. Lowe chased deep by Tonelli, who was in quickly to forecheck. The puck comes back to Potvin. Potvin from the blue line. He shoots one off the left arm of Grant Fuhr. Nystrom picks it up. Turns. His drive is wide. 15 seconds left. The Oilers dump it into center ice, and there's Morrow over to Potvin. Potvin fires it around the boards. It got away from Fuhr, and the Islanders confident now with 5 seconds left. Morrow just takes it deeper into his own zone. Takes a look, and there's the siren ending this game, and the Islanders come back into Edmonton and defeat the Oilers in the first rematch of last year's Stanley Cup Final. It was 2-1 at the end of the first period, 3-2 at the end of the second. The only goal in the third period by Thomas Janssen. And the New York Islanders get their first victory on this 6-game trip. Overall, including playoffs, it is their 15th career win over the Edmonton Oilers. A lifetime now of a record of 15-5-4 against Edmonton. Final scores, the Islanders 4, the Oilers 2. We'll be back with a recap of the Budweiser Star of the Game selection right after these messages. The final score in Edmonton is the New York Islanders 4, the Edmonton Oilers 2. Shots on goal in the third period by the Islanders, 11, a game total of 37. By Edmonton, 8 shots on goal, a game total of 27. It was 3-2 going to the third period. Thomas Johnson with what turned out to be the clinching goal, an unassisted goal at 7:45 for Thomas, his 5th of the year. Only one power play goal, that by Coffey back in the first period. And the Islanders defeat the Oilers 4-2. If the game in Calgary that we referred to as a team loss was indeed a team loss, this tonight is certainly a team victory. They had everybody going tonight.
They did, Jigs, and when you think about it, the Islanders rise to the occasion again. They're up against a good hockey team in the Edmonton Oilers, a test more for the Edmonton Oilers than the Islanders, but the Islanders knew that they didn't want to have their pride dented. They hadn't played well as of late, so they collectively put it all together, and they looked masterful in doing it. They look like the team back again in May that defeated Edmonton 4 games straight. So the Islanders muster it again when you have some doubts as to whether or not everybody can pick it up and get it going again when they seem to have so much trouble against Calgary, but they did it.
You look at the Edmonton situation, they had not lost a game at home this year. You know that they had to be pumped, and you pointed out when the Islanders took that quick lead up 2-0 that maybe they were oversight for this hockey game.
A lot of mistakes. Of course, the other thing is that we do not get to see the Edmonton Oilers play too often. This is the first time this season, and remembering back to last season, I tried to recall if they were this weak in their own end of the ice, which they were, except for the playoffs and some of the opportunities the Islanders created, some of them were given to them. Coffey was horrendous for Edmonton. I couldn't believe that he was that poor on the ice, offensively and defensively, but they had more than just he. But on the Islanders' side, they created a lot of havoc in Edmonton's end of the ice, but in their own end, the Islanders were very cool. Defensively, Roland Melanson, of course, was there when they needed him, but I thought the defense of the Islanders played one of their better games collectively.
And at the other end, you have to give some credit to Grant Fuhr. The save that he made off Bossy in the third period in particular was a thing of beauty, the best save of the game, and the Islanders prevail by a score of 4-2. Now it's time to find out who our Budweiser star of the game selection is. 18, your choice.
A tough night tonight, Jigs. Some nights it's easy, some nights it's tough. But I'm going to pick Thomas Johnson, and the reason I'm going to pick him is because in the Islanders' end of the ice, whenever they needed somebody to get the puck, carry it out, he did it time and again. He made a lot of nice passes. Defensively, he was in position all night long. There was a lot of guys that played almost as well as Thomas in my eyes up front. You have to look at Dwayne Sutter. He started the game off. His line played pretty good. Greg Gilbert played another good game. I like Dineen. I think he's coming along. He's kind of quiet and cool, but he's slowly collecting a confidence that I think is going to be a big help to the Islanders on defense. So many guys. Roland Melanson, he did play well in the nets when he needed to, but I think overall a bud for the whole team because collectively they put up a pretty good scrap. They were a little nervous at times too.
Okay, Thomas Johnson is Eddie's selection as our Budweiser. Now it's on into Vancouver. Still 3 games remaining on this road trip. We had said at one point the Islanders would like to bring 9 points back. They have that possibility. A big victory here should refuel them for the rest of the trip.
This is what makes coaches go a little berserk, Jigs, is to see a team like the Islanders play the way they did tonight and then play some other games that are almost unacceptable in the eyes of the coach. Albeit the game in Calgary is behind them, you're only as good as your last performance, and they put on quite a show here in Edmonton.
Indeed they did. Once again, our final score, the New York Islanders 4, the Edmonton Oilers 2. Stanley Cup champion New York Islanders hockey has been brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers and proud sponsor of the U.S. Olympic. This has been a presentation of WOR-TV Sports.